Did you StreamYard people, all four of you realize that you can actually post a comment now from the comment section?
I just did. If you didn't know.
You did that from here.
I just did that from here. He was so good.
Yay, everybody, yay!
Yay!
Yay! So everybody can reply. Oh my god, yay! That's from Jay on our website.
I was going to say, that reminds me of how great everybody did at the Beautiful Day contest. That's JJ Thrash, right? And
everybody
Lauren
received
Marie
their look at Dennis, official Mocketeer.
Ooh, look at that.
I know. I have mine.
I wore mine.
I had it here to remember.
I'm not a fancy pants.
To wear it. Should I put it on?
Got my wine.
Should I put it on?
Oh, look at you got Gway.
I got Gway. Should I put it on?
Yeah, right now on camera. It'll help the viewership.
I've spent 10 years in the World Wrestling Federation, and Vince McMahon never got me a RadioGunk t-shirt.
People of Earth. Hello.
I hello.
Lauren Marie's wearing a t-shirt right
you.
now. Right now. Hello, Mr. Xavier. You know, I was going to go with Mr. X, Tony, Robin's boyfriend, but it would conflict with your name, so I went against it. I was going to put...
Yeah.
I couldn't think of anything.
So silly.
Yeah. I'm obsessed with Tony.
Yay!
Yay! Yep.
Robin's got a boyfriend, Mr. X. Says he's got a job with the government. Oh, really? Is that what the brothers are calling it, Robin? I call it married with 2 kids.
The wife and 2 kids.
You know what? It actually came out really nice on the gray. Now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, it does.
It's a little low.
What about your Kenny Rogers pit stains, Monique, when you play golf? Under the,
the gray shows all the sweat.
That's all.
It does.
It's just for this show. I don't care. And then you know
you
what I will
sweat
do?
On the show.
I will go right to bed with the shirt. I'll remove my bra from underneath, pull it out like from the side, like this.
I always find that hot.
Puerto Rican way.
I find that hot when that's done. Yeah. That's hot.
And then go right to sleep. Okay, hi everybody. I have a new video camera. If you're noticing,
you can almost read the sign behind you.
I realized that. I realized that you can't really read the sign behind me.
So close.
But I have a gimbal now, so I can actually. I can actually move it around.
Is that the host of Real? Is that the light skinned dude who hosts Real?
Yeah, it's the light skinned guy, right? The token.
Ryan Gimbal.
I can do that now with a gimbal.
Did you know Greg Gumbel is 78 years old?
What?
No.
Are you serious?
He's still doing NFL games. He actually looks really good. He's lucid. There's not a single.
But
very
still,
nice guy too. I met him at the Garden.
But isn't it time to like hang it up? I mean,
I think so.
Hobnobbing with the players. How are
it's annoying to see all these people that don't want to retire.
But
whatever.
I know.
And here I am trying to retire like 10 years ago.
The players are like old enough to be his grandkids.
Oh, I know.
Let's put that into perspective.
I have Gimbal Kimball.
Gimbal.
Yeah. So anyway, it's kind of cool. The only weird thing is that you can do auto framing. Okay, watch if I put that on.
What's that mean?
Well, what it means is that if I move, it's supposed to kind of.
That is actually kind of creepy.
It is creepy.
That's very creepy.
Yeah, so that's not going to happen.
Try getting Lotus notes in the auto framing, Dennis.
I'd call Jeff Schick to get that sucker to work.
There we go. Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to Wednesday, July 26th. So originally we were doing I feel like I'm reversed, right? I'm like in.
Oh my God!
The hell just happened?
You can't stand when I start to nitpick everything about what I do.
I can almost read that sign now. It's so close.
Live nudes. Live nudes
now. I can read
hold on,
nudes.
Hold on. Let me see if it goes.
No, I see. All we're getting is more of you. Oh, I can read it. It says live nudes.
Live nudes. That's my
hat.
Yep.
It works.
Yup. Up. All right. Let me just. Oopsie.
Uh-oh. ratings?
Hey,
I don't know.
Jeremy, that stuttering John Carl thing.
What?
Don't they live like 10 feet apart? Is it necessary to Zoom call each other?
Mm-hmm. You know what they say: keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Yeah.
That's
It
very
was
nice.
it was such a casserole of silliness. The usual, just yelling at each other and
Oh,
I'm
did
gonna
you listen to it?
leave. I saw part of it. Just 'cause I wanted to go to sleep, take a nap, and I figured that'd put me out.
Yeah.
Why
Did
is
it?
like the same crap.
Why is Crocodile Dundee on?
I feel like that ship has sailed, and one couldn't be happier. I don't care. You know, whatever.
Who?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly. Who?
I don't know. All right. So what we decided to do tonight. So originally, and I will tell you, I was doing this until about 1:30 in the morning yesterday, and then continued it all morning whilst I was designing a rug. But that's a whole nother story.
What?
And yeah, I'm trying to
You have the big
coordinate.
machine there, and you like to...
Well, no, I'm trying to do a pattern on a rug, and I'm having it made. And it's driving me insane because, as with when I worked, it's just never right. And so you come back, you look at it on your screen, and you tweak and you tweak and you tweak, and then it's like, fuck, what I did from the beginning was actually what it's supposed to be. So that's what I've been doing all day. But other than that, I've been playing with Beth and her clothing and
You're the
her
only one that's been playing with Beth.
and her fashion faux pas and all of that stuff. And there's a theme, there's a thread running through Beth's need to be seen. And I cannot wait to share that with you guys because I think it'll be
quite
really
delicious.
fun. Quite delicious. I mean, just the amount of money that this woman has spent on bags alone is absolutely shocking. Like,
So you're saying could have housed all those cats and dogs very easily with all the money it spent on the
bro.
bags.
that's exactly right. I mean, but worse than you can possibly imagine.
Oh, I can't even fathom.
Yeah, so I'm excited to do that show. However, since that is, quote, an evergreen show and something that we can do pretty much any time, and the fact that, thank you, Radio Gaga, for coming on the Gunk website at radiogunk.com in the forum section and letting us all know that Robin was going to be on. I thought it was actually today, but as it turns out, it was yesterday's show. So
I was just going to say that.
How would Radio Gaga have known that when Robin didn't know about it?
Well, the interesting thing is Radio Gaga
is
actually
funny.
posted it at like 1:00 in the morning
Yeah.
our time. So she knew about it yesterday and she listened to it to go to sleep, and then she kind of snoozled and then woke up and gave us like a little dissertation on what happened on the show. And it was kind of interesting. It was, it's so weird when people work that long together, and Robin being Robin, the narcissist that she is, in the 100th percentile of people. Oh, breaking news: Gordon Lightfoot's still dead. That is all.
Damn.
Yeah,
I was hoping you'd have a comeback.
So is Gordon Soley.
Oh, you're so cute, Beth's principal. You really know how to kind of win a girl's heart. You're going to speak about bags, Monique. Would you please share your thoughts on Jane Birkin's passing? Did you ever meet her? Please let us know. No, but I know the story of Jane Birkin. And
The Birkin bag lady?
Yes, well, I will tell you something funny. So, Xavier knows this story because I shared it with him. But
She damaged a towel at your house also?
No, but hold on. I have to go get it because it's sitting right here. Hang on.
It's a visual.
Dennis, how jealous are you that Monique's sharing her Jane Birkin stories with Xavier and not us?
I'm extremely jealous because usually I get the stories of the weird people.
I get my Jane Birkin gossip from Mike Walker and only Mike Walker.
Mo and I have been doing a little homework with this.
Okay, this is a story for another day. However, I will tell you that
it really is amazing the amount of just pissing away money this broad does.
Yeah, so let me tell you.
It is mind-boggling.
One time when I was in Hong Kong.
Mo, I'm talking.
Oh, what are you talking about?
I don't know.
How mind-boggling Beth's
you got your earbuds in and just.
Okay, go ahead. Go.
Finish a sentence. I was just gonna say, the amount of money this broad has pissed away on fashion it's worse than you could ever even imagine. And we all imagine.
So much worse.
Anyway.
So the whole Jane Birkin story basically is she was on an airplane going somewhere one time, and the head designer of Hermes was sitting next to her in first class, and she was carrying an Hermes bag, and he said, I happen to, be the designer of Hermes, whatever. And she's like, you know what I don't like about this bag? Let me tell you. And she started to talk about the things that she liked and what she didn't like about it. And he goes back to his office and starts designing a bag around what her likes and dislikes were. And they called her months later and said, and they used to do bags kind of based on like a Bardot and stuff like that. And they called her and said, Hermes would like to have a bag in your honor.
Monique, can I ask you a question about that name? I had this debate with, I think it was Sarah on the Depening. Is it Hermes or Hermes?
No, there's no Hermes to that. It's Hermes.
I thought
Hermes.
there's
It's
a
French.
Wonder Woman god of speed named Hermes, which
That's
I
Greek.
got from
It's
the
different.
enemies.
But that's Greek.
They're different
It's
people?
not French.
I thought they just took that from one. It's not Hermes from the Wonder Woman? Okay. I'm sorry. I thought that was the same person. And they were trying to be cute, and they were going to make the H silent like Robert Ory and Akeem Olajuwon.
No.
Okay.
So anyway, so I was in Hong Kong on a trip with my boss. And she's like, I do know where to buy the AAA Hermes. I'm like, oh my God, we should go buy some Hermes. So we go to this place and it's down in this basement in some like building in Hong Kong. And we go to the Hermes store, which I'm telling you, everything there was like top of the line. And I will confess, okay, so here is my fake Hermes bag. Hold on right here.
You can buy that in Chinatown.
Well, yeah, but you can't buy a AAA. So this is my AAA Hermes bag.
AAA? What,
AAA.
You use it to bring your car home?
AAA, meaning that like the rivets are bonded, the name is like perfectly centered. It's a beautiful bag, and black is like a you can't even really buy it. It even has stamped on the keys. It's stamped on the bottom. Ooh. It's like, okay, so
that's less gay than Howard's man purse.
I buy this bag, and it was kind of expensive, and I bring it home, and I think to myself, oh my God, I can't possibly wear this to work, because there is not a single person who knows me who knows that I would never spend $12,000 on a bag, because that's how much they were going for at the time. Minimum 12,000, maybe 15. I think you can maybe get away with spending about 15 now. And I have never used that bag. It has traveled with me.
That's why it looks brand new, doesn't it?
It is brand new. It has traveled with me from apartment to apartment, and I've never used it.
When we go out to lunch next time, you can bring that bag. It's okay. I don't think
I happen to have a real Hermes, which I love and I covet, and but it's like a fraction of that size. It's like this big, and I have an Hermes wallet. But don't forget, you know what? I made a lot of money, and my money was my own, and I worked in the garment center, so I spent it.
Sounds like Beth.
But still,
Funny, I have something that costs that much. It's because my house.
So, Xavier gets this story. I get Sean Young destroys your friggin' bath in Portugal. I mean, sir.
Yeah, that bag is the gross national product of Mastic Shirley, Monique.
Well, yeah, but suffice it to say, it was $500, which was a lot of money for a fake bag.
But it's really a great fake bag.
It's a great fake. I might even give it away at some point on our show. I mean, it really is. It's a great fake bag, but I just felt like it was.
I want it because I know some brothers will buy that off of me.
But the funny thing is that fake Birkins are very in right now. Like, and this bag is probably about 15 years old. So
you got that on Canal Street, Monique?
No, I bought it in
Exactly.
I just told you. It is. It's as real looking as a Birkin can get. And
I have a self-transforming Autobot.
I have that too.
Oh, that's right.
I have that too. And the funny thing is, it's like the thing that makes that bag fake is that you can never get a black one. So, and this is the last I will say about it because it's such a stupid, long-winded kind of thing, and we'll talk about it during the Beth show. But basically, in order to get a Birkin bag, a real Birkin bag, you need to spend money at Hermes. Like, you need to become a customer. They have to get to know who you are. And then somebody from the store will call you when Birkins are in. And you don't really get a choice in your color. If they tell you that they have pink in and blue and red and green and yellow, that's what you get your choice of. You don't get a choice. You just don't get a choice.
I'm not down for that.
Yeah. And so black, obviously nobody gets a black one. So that made it even more rare.
Obviously.
Duh. So that's why I couldn't wear it because I couldn't, and nobody would and everybody would think I was a complete and utter asshole to come in one day all of a sudden with this stupid $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 Hermes bag. I mean, they would believe that I could buy it, but I would never do that. Like, I'm just not that girl. So anyway, I have 2 Hermes scarves. I think possibly 3. I think I lost one.
You lost one?
Yeah, I bought those at a Hermes sample sale. That was like a thing that me and this woman, Marcia, that I worked with, she gave me a heads up, and she's like, there is an Hermes sample sale. We must go.
Hey, Mo.
And so we went. And so I use them as belts now. I just tie them around my waist. They're kind of
Mo.
cute. What?
I own a telescope.
Oh, you're so cool. You're so cool.
Humble brag, but yeah.
But when we do the Beth show, I'll show you my real Hermes. I don't know where it is. I think it's downstairs somewhere. But I do wear it. It's tiny and it's super cute. And whatever. Yes, Fuji Vice. It's absolutely unlistenable. You should hang up right now. Okay. So today, Robin was on the summer school show. And it was interesting. It was she kind of, talked a lot about her sickness, about her, she is the narcissist. And I did something, I made a fatal mistake, and I will tell you all about it when I get to it. So let us start with, let's start at the beginning. Here we go.
It's a balance. Robin, how have you been? It's been a year since we've spoken to you on Summer School, but it's great to have you back.
Well, this time I think I got a little bit of a...
Okay, what I want you to pay attention to, and especially for you people who have your headphones in.
If you're listening.
Okay, so pretty much every time Robin talks, and I don't think I've actually realized this on the actual show, but here it's like... Every time she talks,
she gasped for breath. Yeah.
Oh my God! And it's so
It's
prevalent
like,
here.
Prevalent.
Yeah.
It's like
Prevalent.
at a buffet.
Oh, it's crazy! It's crazy. So just listen for that when she's talking.
preview of what, might happen on summer school. And this time, nobody has even spoken to me except to tell me what time to be here.
So nobody's talked to her about it. She has no idea what's going
Wow.
on. She's completely, in the dark about this. And it's the one time that she's actually on air when the show is on
With
vacation.
85 employees, whose fault is that? Robin's or theirs?
It's always theirs. But no, but it's
theirs.
Robin's. Robin doesn't
Of course
really
it
get
is.
in
Of
touch
course
with
it is.
anybody. Robin
Right, she
is
has
in-
it where you can't contact.
She's completely incommunicado. So she's kind of weird about that.
Well, I mean, she's just the most useless person on radio.
at
Just
Cindy
has
coming-
no purpose
agree.
at
Look at-
all.
Look at Cindy coming in with like some information. Conversational dyspnea.
What the
Never
hell
heard of
is
it.
that?
That's one.
Dyspnea.
That's
That's
a-
one for
big
my
one.
shrink tomorrow.
That's nice.
Dr. Blanchett, get ready for
Wow.
an hour of dyspnea.
David. She's the
What?
Brenda Vaccaro of Sirius.
Now, let me ask you a question. Are you allowed to click on something and show it on the screen?
Me? I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I'm just curious
I'm
if
gonna
that works.
I'm gonna try.
She get
Hold on.
presented to you.
Nope, I can't.
You can't show. Okay.
No,
Okay.
Can't he
We
present
know
it to
even
you?
a show. I can comment.
Yes, it's so true. Once you hear it, you're going to hear it with every single clip now. It's just going to drive
And
you
now
insane.
I have these foam insert thingamajigs, and I hear everything, and I wish I couldn't.
Get your little flummies. All right, so here she's just continuing this conversation. Here we go.
Well, we like to keep it fresh. There's definitely
It
stuff I
will be
wanted to-
today. I have no idea what you're going to ask or what the people are going to ask or what I'm going to say.
How's your summer going so far? Let's start there.
Grateful.
Another thing you need to listen for is the amount of pause. Like there's definitely a lag with her talking,
Yes.
and then like you would think that she's in Beirut and she's calling in from like a bombed out station somewhere.
Well, it is South Jersey. I mean, it's
But
almost.
you know what? She is the quintessential what Chris Rock used to say, that some brothers like to be ignorant. Like, I don't know that shit. Give
Yeah.
it real.
She loves not
Like
knowing. She's just
Howard
as good as
loves
her.
not knowing.
I love not to know.
Chaka Khan Googled it. Dyspnea. Dyspnea is labored or difficult breathing. Gunk gave me a new vocabulary word. Yay!
Yep.
We love doing that.
Yay.
Now she has now presented herself. She has framed herself as a underdog by doing that. when you don't listen and you have no preparation.
clue.
Now you're going to be amazed by what she does during this next hour, which was actually better than the current Stern show, which
Isn't this
doesn't
part
say
of her
much.
contract? Isn't she like is it like her job?
I know,
Probably.
$15 million a year, X,
Well,
and she's doing you a favor
And
by
she's like,
doing
Thank
this.
you,
one
Sal.
I
hour.
don't know that shit.
Hey,
Give it
Sal,
real.
thanks. Thanks for being Radio
So-
Gunk, an oasis in the podcast desert. Well, there is a dearth of podcasts, so I can't imagine there's like quite the desert. But okay.
So the thing is, Blobbin is the most useless human being on radio because she serves no purpose. She
She's a
doesn't
racial
do
beard.
news.
She's superfluous.
She is a
She's
racial beard.
superfluous,
That was her
correct?
purpose.
She all she is a black shield. All she is a black shield and a laugh
100
track.
Well, yeah,
100%.
Big Bang
Nothing.
Theory
There's
is
nothing
like
else she adds to the show. There's nothing.
Yeah, but
she doesn't
doesn't
interview
like that.
If it
people.
wasn't for her, the show would have been canceled a long time ago.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is actually quite
Most
true.
importantly, she's a Buckwall client.
That too.
Yes.
No, Autobot AI. Fred is not more worthless. Fred actually can work the board. Blobbin has nothing to
That's
do.
a good. I don't know about
Well,
that.
that's true.
I
Can
don't
Blobbin
know
work
about
the
that.
board?
Fred
But
actually
that's
can work a board. Blobbin does nothing except giggle.
There's an idea for a show, Dennis. Fred versus Robin, who's more
Ooh,
overpaid and worthless.
that's a hard one.
I don't know.
I'm
I don't know what my
I'm
answer to
gonna
that.
camp Fred at that point.
Today,
know.
honestly, it's
a tie.
You can flip a coin.
No,
bro.
at least Robin. At least Robin is seen. Howard is pretty much. I mean, sorry, Fred is pretty much really behind the scenes now. Like there's nothing to Fred's job. Nothing.
Yeah.
But Fred goes into the office and actually does this nothing while Blobbin, uses her scooter to go to the desk
Yeah, it's
and
really
do the show in the
curious,
morning.
you guys. As I listen to this show, did anybody else listen to this show?
No, I have better
Nope.
things to do,
John?
like organize
Yeah,
socks.
I when I saw you doing it, I actually made clips because I didn't think you were gonna. Just as backup, I didn't know what you were doing, and you called the fucking Cordell Stewart audible at
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know,
it was
2 in the
Stewart.
afternoon.
literally. I'm telling you, I spent hours on that
This guy.
stupid Beth show, and it's like, it's time to change.
So I didn't know what the hell you were doing, so I made clips probably very similar to yours.
They probably are. You know what?
Yeah.
I did pass by a couple of things that I didn't think were important, but I think I got to the most.
Yep, Jeremy
salient
slapped
stuff.
the yarmulke. That is a good one.
What does he say?
She is quite possibly the luckiest person in radio history. She doesn't have to do anything before or after the show. Doesn't have to attend meetings. Shielded from the drama. Second highest paid on the show.
And one of the
According
highest paid
Bingo.
newswomen in America.
Yep.
Slam
Remember
dunk,
that.
baby.
According to Tracy Millman, Fred is the easiest job in the show by far.
Oh,
No,
I'm
not
sure
anymore.
That's true.
Not
It's gotta
anymore.
be. It's gotta
Dennis,
be.
I don't know how you know more than she would behind the scenes, but
He does less work than any other human
But
being
he
that's on the
actually
show.
does sound effects.
This is-
Blobbin does nothing.
it's all
except
arbitrary,
giggle.
Dennis. It's a great thing
Yeah,
to
but listen,
bandy
guys.
about. I'm not going to debate you on this
It's
stupid
easy
shit.
Oh, I know,
lose-
but it's just like at this point though, Robin used to have news.
Yeah,
She doesn't have
that's true.
news anymore. She has
That's true.
nothing.
Very
She
true.
just- nothing.
And Monique, Casey Armstrong, right? That's one for him. Great question for Casey. Who's got an easier job, Robin or Fred, on his
Ooh.
watch?
Oh, I'd like to hear that. Xavier, what were
Yeah.
we going to say?
No,
love
it's
that.
easy to lose perspective, but back in the day, in the '90s, when Stern was, actually at his best, people would say the same thing whenever someone asked him, like, "Why do you like Howard?" Oh, he's not racist. His co-host is black. That was
Yep.
always the thing.
Yep.
It's
She
like,
is
oh,
the
he's
human
not
shield,
racist.
and
Look,
she-
Robin's black.
And she still is. And they get into
that
that
was her
just a
purpose.
snurch. Not really, but they did start to have a conversation about, how long she's been on the show. So somebody called in and, they were all these like just
It was
loving.
horrible, right? Monique, the worst callers
the
I've ever heard
worst
in
callers.
one collective hour.
First off, the first three, you couldn't even hear them. They were all shit callers
Yes.
and the sound was horrible and you couldn't really get it out. And then Gary had to come out and say, okay, the question she's trying to ask is. And,
Yeah, he's interpreting the caller
So-
was cut off. He said nothing, and Gary's interpreting
Yes.
for the caller as if that almost is a reveal that he had a script that it's actually a fake caller. Because
Yeah, it's
how would
somebody from
Gary
the
know
back
what he's
room.
interpreting if he's not don't hear a word?
They have
Exactly. that's
70
very funny
people.
mention.
They have 70 people working, so
I know.
there's plenty of people to call.
We
in.
are going to continue. So the question basically was, I don't even remember what the question was. I think it was about, that she's been doing this for such a long time. Is she constantly, learning, or is she constantly like, does she get nervous anymore? Does she do all this stuff? So this is her answer to this.
So at some point, Djokovic goes, "I'm the fucking best. I can see that now.
I got
I'm
the same
good."
clip
But
as you.
he works at it every day. He can't
you.
let it slip. And that's what I'm saying. You're never, I would say I know how to do my job, but I have to be on my game every day.
What is your
Pause.
job?
Look at the pause.
Can you ever take the time and acknowledge that though, or do you?
CP time, Monique. Keep it in conversation.
Oh my,
God, so
That was
crazy.
the actual pause?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
She totally did a Mitch McConnell.
No, I think there's some lag. There was some lag in their conversations.
You
And then, okay, so here's the next part to that whole thing.
Take the time and acknowledge that though, or do you feel like you always have to be humble?
Am I humble? I say I know how to do my job.
Monique, you ever notice?
And it's a great job. It's not easy to do. So yeah, that I acknowledge.
Yeah, Johnny.
You notice throughout the whole hour, did you get this? She doesn't know how to say thank you to anybody for like,
No.
an
no.
extreme
Absolutely
compliment.
never.
Like
Oh,
beyond
please.
anything but Dennis. I mean, like ridiculous gushing and overly complimentary. Not one thank you the whole time.
But that's
It was
a
almost like
narcissist,
glaring.
man.
I'm like, wow, don't you supposed to say thank you for that?
She
She's
doesn't
more
have,
like I know. That's
Yeah,
all.
I know. Right.
Everything is
She
like,
doesn't
you're lucky
have
to be
the
talking to
ability to be gracious at all. I mean,
At all,
it's
Dennis.
it's completely
None.
out of her realm.
Right.
The thing is,
Lost the whole
she's
skill.
talking. She's talking like she splits the freaking atom every week.
Yes.
You literally giggle at the worst comedy, quote unquote, that's ever been done on radio, and you do nothing. You don't interview anybody. You don't tell any news. You add nothing to conversations.
Plus, it's the most oxymoronic compliment. She's at the bottom of her game, number one,
Yeah.
and she's not humble in the slightest.
Oh, no.
She's none of those.
Absolutely not.
Did I say I was humble?
Yeah.
Xavier, what were you going to
Nothing. She's just basically the Garfunkel of radio.
say? Yes, she really is. She really is. All right, we're going to move on.
She is the Oates of radio.
Oh,
She
John
is
Oates
the
and
Oates.
Fred. Fred
She
and Gary.
is the
John
Oates.
Oates, Hall and Oates.
Like literally, she is Andrew Ridgely. She is the dude with the mustache and Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Whoa, that's low.
Okay, too soon. Too soon.
That's
soon.
low,
I take that
man.
back. 'Cause he would go, "Don't do it."
So then another caller calls in and asks her, whether or not she's friendly with Oprah, because she really feels like, Robin and Oprah are like basically, in the same like
person?
stratosphere. And, she really feels like her and Oprah would really get along. And then Robin tells us this.
I've never met Oprah. Gail and I used to live in the same building in Manhattan, so we used to see each other every once in a while. And I have to say that she wrote me the most beautiful note.
Doesn't mention the cancer. It's so weird how she phrases this. Listen.
After I had gone through, my struggles back in 2011, 2012. And
Struggles?
I was like, wow, no wonder Oprah likes her. Because, she's on it. She just wrote me a note talking about how happy she was that I was now well and, doing okay. And, it was just amazing because we aren't friendly. We've never, even attempted to get together or anything like that.
Yeah, so Robin's next book is going to be Mein Kampf. My struggle. I mean, what the hell? What type of answer is that? That was insane.
I know. Isn't that weird?
That was just really everything about that was weird.
Yeah, Autobot, I got the same vision. More scissors than a fabric bonanza if
Yeah.
Robin and Gail got together. Monique, is that Riverside Drive? The place,
Yes,
right?
they both lived on the west side of Riverside Drive. I
That
think.
that doorway is Riverside Drive, right? That I have in my avatar with Robin coming out, where she runs
Yes.
into
Yes, that's
Do
exactly.
people assume that all black obese women know each other or something?
Yes.
Exactly. How did you know?
Like, where's the connection? Other
You
than
know
that?
what? Odds are they probably are two of the few black women in that building. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that side of town, yeah, I'd imagine so, except for
Yeah,
the
I
help
think so.
coming in.
I think so. So, okay, I have a 2-minute long clip. We're going to have to break it up a little bit, but this is Robin telling us, she's the Tito Jackson. Yes, exactly, Benjamin. This is Robin telling us, Gary poses the question about what did she think about Howard's show that he did live on that Sunday. And her answer was phenomenal. I mean, this is really the whole show right here. So let's take a listen to that and we'll break it up a little bit. Actually, 2, 3, it's probably about 4 minutes all in, but let's hear
Holy
it.
mackerel.
Robin, I do want to get your opinion on Howard's surprise show. First of all, did you hear it?
No, but I heard like a promo yesterday when I was in the car, and I was like, well, nobody told me about this.
Yesterday. She just heard about it yesterday.
A week afterwards. A week
Yesterday.
later.
Yeah. 1 minute later.
Howard didn't tell anyone. Yeah, he didn't tell anyone. Gary.
Robin, us on the staff.
You didn't
right?
know.
No,
Yeah.
us on the staff, we got a text about 13 or 14 minutes in.
They didn't even know about it until he was on air for like 15 minutes. And same for us, let's be honest.
So,
like none of us
all
knew
right.
about it either.
So, there's nothing greater in media than not letting anyone know that you're on the air for media, because that is the way to actually be heard.
Somebody had to know, obviously, because that's the first thing we hear. It's like, okay, you're on the air, Howard, go.
But still.
And so he made a call to somebody in production and said, let's do this. And told nobody. But wait, it gets better. It gets better, Dennis. You have to
gets better?
listen.
Okay.
It gets better.
Like, hey, and I was
Are
like
you
on
kidding?
my family. I was on my family vacation. We're in the middle of like the end of dinner or something, and I just went in another room with my brother-in-law, and we listened to it like the last 40 minutes of it. So it was really a last minute thing.
Yeah, I was going to go back. I said, oh, I need to go find it and listen to it because I was taken by surprise when I heard, the promo where Howard was saying, yeah, I've always threatened to do this. I finally did it. So I don't know what happened. I don't know anything about it yet.
Do you know who was there?
And then it gets so much better. Do you know who was there? Do you know? Do you know the stars that were there? Not you? You loser?
There? No, I know nothing.
There?
Oh, so Robin, I got it. This is the best. Okay, so it's Beth's birthday party at the house.
Okay.
Howard has a bunch of people over, and they flip the switch. It's Robert Downey Jr. and his wife. It's Bon Jovi and his wife. It's Brooke Shields and her husband. By the way, some really funny stuff between those two.
Okay.
Drew Barrymore was there.
Alone.
Jimmy Fallon was there with his wife. I'm trying to think. I think Mary McCormick was there with her husband.
I
There was an
thought they
actor.
made that all up because that's all in the promo. And I said, oh, they're faking that.
Why? Why, Robin? Why would you think they're making that up?
Because she's not there.
I'm with, like X is like Gungadin. Robin's jealous. She wasn't invited. She's pretending not to know. So she's playing
she
stupidly
is
ignorant to this. She knows exactly what happened.
she obviously lost like her shit when she probably heard about this, because once again, this is now how many years she has not seen Howard. She has not
2 to 3
seen
years.
Howard in 4 years, right?
3.5 years. Yeah,
3.5
well, she's going to
years.
talk about, we're going to get to
Yeah.
when she hooked up with Fred. So she talks about how long it's been since she's seen all these people. Let's continue with this story, though. It's good.
And there was an actor who was on the show Girls who I recognize. I don't know his name, but he
Chris
was a friend of
Henchy, I
Robert.
believe that was
No,
his
that's
name.
Brooke Shields'
He was-
husband.
But
you
it was
dummy.
Jesus. And Robert, remember the party
Chris
we went
Abbott,
to? Remember the party we went to at Howard's house that I think was for Beth's birthday many years ago? And I know what it was. It was Jimmy
the
Kimmel-
engagement party, yeah,
Holy
or
Christ.
something of Jimmy Kimmel and Molly.
right. It was Jimmy Kimmel's engagement party that became Jimmy Fallon's coming out party.
Okay. So then he's trying to deflect from her being upset, which clearly she is, to say,
Yes.
oh, remember when we went to a party one time with those people and it was so much
Eons
fun?
ago, in
Yeah.
another decade. Remember when we went to the party?
Yeah, remember 20
that
years
last
ago when
decade?
we went to a party at his house? Remember that? Remember how
How
fun
weird
that
was it they used coming out party for Jimmy Fallon? There's been gay rumors about him as long as I can remember.
Yeah, that,
It's
I mean
such
that
a
is
weird
like
choice of words there.
that is just super like throwing him under the bus as closeted.
It was bizarre. It's a
Insane.
bizarre
It was
choice of
kinda
words.
weird. I didn't know that Brooke
You know what
Shields'
they
husband
sound
runs
like?
in Practical
They
Jokers.
sound
Yeah.
like
Does?
Milhouse describing the party he didn't go to in The Simpsons.
Yeah, this is exactly what's
They're-
going on
they're
here.
all Millhouses.
And they're kind of rubbing it in a little bit, I feel. Like, I don't know. It's
Especially
just
to
kind of...
Blobbin, yeah, they're rubbing it into Blobbin because Blobbin doesn't even get invited to go out to lunch with him.
Nothing.
Seriously, this is insane at this point.
Kind of is.
This is crazy. They've known each other since the early '80s,
Yep.
and he has not seen her since what 2020.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that with Fred. Tamara Francois, you are 1,000%
That's a
right.
great
Funny, she
point,
used to throw
Tamara.
parties for him, and now she's iced out. I know she's hurting because why did Howard keep her around if she can't be with him? And you know that that's the love of her life. Okay? We all
Throwing
know
that's a great point, Tamara.
Throwing parties.
Throwing parties for him to the point of getting into
Always.
fights with Emily and his kids because they didn't. She went crazy throwing him parties. These are not just parties; these are renting out, like spending months to prepare for milestone birthdays and
Exactly.
anniversaries. That's a great point.
No, Beth's principal, you're wrong. Robin does not give a flying F about that party or knowing about it ahead of time. Did I get my direct deposit? Yes, cool. Could care less about Howard doing it. No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Robin actually thinks she is on level with him.
She is
actually
integral
thinks
to
she's
his life.
equal to him.
Yes, she
She
does.
thinks that. She's
Yes, she does.
insane, but she thinks that.
She's
Yes, she
actually technically more famous than a lot of people were invited to the party, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, especially the actor they couldn't think of.
In
If-
what world, though, John?
If
In what
you
world?
put Mary McCormick versus Robin and asked 100 people on the street, they'd know Robin before Mary McCormick.
Maybe in New York, maybe in
I
Philly,
think
maybe in LA.
nationally.
Not sure about Minnesota. I don't
well,
know
look at
anybody
other
knows
actors.
Mary
The other,
McCormick.
there's a ton
to be
of no
honest with
names.
you.
Yeah,
I don't know anybody who knows Mary McCormick.
that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
You
I
know,
don't
Beth
even know
post
Mary McCormick is.
exactly.
If
You
it's
sent
all
me a
about
picture.
the Hollywood food chain, Monique, that
Yes.
it's and what they consider fame on this stupid show and B-list and marginalizing people, I think Robin's far more famous than Mary is.
Okay, she might be, but yeah, I don't know Mary McCormick from a hole in the wall. I would pass her in the street. I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't
who she
actually. I
was.
saw the picture of her. I didn't recognize her.
Yeah.
No.
Well, how
She
about this?
doesn't- She doesn't look like Mary McCormick
Howard's
anymore.
movie wife is invited to his mansion, but his real wife, who she's based on, has never seen it, and this is the lifestyle she wanted to. And how do you talk to Mary McCormick without bringing up Allison over and over again? That's
Exactly.
the whole reason she's there is she's his movie wife
Well,
who played Allison.
John, did you see
So
the
weird.
picture where Beth posted a picture of her and Mary, and the caption
Yes,
was,
I did see
"Howard's
that.
two
Yes,
wives"?
good catch. Yes,
Honestly,
that's
some weird
all I could
way,
think about.
I bet
Yes,
she has convinced herself that Mary was the first.
yeah, that's
wife.
right. She's now the real Allison. That's a great point, X.
It
She's
just
that.
seems
Well,
like
in that simpleton mind, she probably is.
Thank
Little
you,
mom.
David. David says
In
my
either world,
theory
that
is.
would be preposterous.
Yeah.
Hold on a
Yes.
second. David says my theory is Robin is basically the same age as Howard and is falling apart. He doesn't want to face Robin as she's a reminder of his mortality.
No, I don't think it's that deep.
Okay, I think that's a little too hip for the room. I think he's just
Yeah.
he's just kind of like a prick. He
He's a
doesn't
prick,
care.
and
He wants to be with
she's-
the rich, cool, famous kids.
and she's darker than a paper bag.
That's
so, yeah,
exactly
no, he's
right.
not
No black
she's not
people
gonna be up
allowed
there.
at 17 Squabble Lane.
Unless you're a rich and famous basketball
Yes.
player or could
Yes.
play chess with
They
him.
weren't. I think you talk about Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah,
What is even
like-
in
I
his
don't
house?
think that was at Howard's house. I think that
No,
That
I
was,
know,
wasn't
it's next
Howard's
door.
house. He
Yeah,
wouldn't
it
allow
wasn't.
him in there.
That was
Yeah,
his
yeah.
next door neighbor.
yes.
And this is just a theory, but since they're all like 90s Stern fans, if you had Robin in that party, half of them would be paying attention to her.
That's
just
true.
because of
She
the-
would.
Yeah.
The
That's
novelty of it,
Yep.
It's like
Because
having
none of them are
Beetlejuice there.
novel to each other. You're exactly
if you put
right. You know,
Beetlejuice in that party, he's gonna suck up 1/3 of the energy easily.
oh my God! And why
With-
wouldn't he?
with those
Deservedly
fans.
so. Deservedly
I mean,
because really,
Howard,
I mean,
Howard can't have that.
I
Beth
once
has to go.
again brought up to Xavier today how bereft of intelligence Beth is, and you know, as I was doing this whole thing with all these stupid bags and all this stuff that she has, and I'm thinking to myself, God, you know, I would kill to take the money that it cost her for like just one of those bags and buy like a awesome piece of art for my wall. Like you never hear about her saying, you know, this is like a thing of beauty that I
Right.
bought to put up on my walls. Like, you know, we've seen countless pictures of Girl Town. You know, what is there? Like a painting of like a sailboat on the wall
Yes.
and then like a picture of her and Howard next to her bed. And then the biggest thing in their house art wise is like that 5x10 picture of them getting married.
Them.
You know, and it's them. And
Yeah.
and it's just she's so she is really not an intelligent girl.
That
I-
bag you showed
yeah,
today
yeah.
costs more than my first 4 cars combined.
Exactly.
Oh, I believe
Combined.
that. Yeah.
That's
Wait until you see, though, you guys. I have it all. It's a slow build.
wait.
I cannot
I hate
wait.
it so much.
I cannot wait. Okay, so let's continue with Robin and talking about Howard's party. Here we go.
Get on the phones now. You got an opportunity to talk to Robin, so get your questions ready.
Cocaine?
Robin, you know, in
Yeah, remember
before
she
the
Wait a
show
minute,
we
I
were
gotta go
talking.
back to that,
Yeah.
party thing again because
go back to the
you know
party.
I talk to Howard all the time.
No, you don't.
And he's been complaining to me that he doesn't feel like he's having a summer. He's got so much to do.
Aw, poor baby.
And you know, like, and I thought, now that you're saying that there was this big party and this big production, I'm like, he wouldn't tell me, because when I said, well, what are you doing?
He didn't tell her. He didn't tell her that he did this show. She's talked to him several times, and he's never once mentioned it. And she is freaking the F out. I'm just going to rewind just a
I was thinking
smidge.
too, Monique, how could you even, we call Howard lies, most 85% of things out of his mouth is a lie. At this point, wouldn't Robin just not trust anything he said, everything he's been lying to her all the time? Does he ever tell her
It's
the truth?
lie by omission. It's not that he lied to her. He just didn't tell her.
Well, he did that stumbling thing where he tries to change the subject, it sounds
Come on,
like.
come on,
and we've
come on.
all
There
heard
is
it a
no
million
change
times.
of subject because there's nothing to talk about. Because if she didn't know, there's nothing to even, if she didn't bring it up, they're not going to talk about it.
Oh, didn't
That's
she
it.
say, though, that he was fumbling through
Listen
topics or
on.
something?
Listen
Let's
on.
listen
Let's
on.
listen.
Saying that there was this big party and this big production, I'm like, he wouldn't tell me, because when I said, well, what are you doing? He started making up, I've got this to do and that to do. And, I don't even know where I'm going. And he switched the subject because he didn't want to tell me what he was actually up to.
Robin, do you think he's doing too much?
What?
You do too
He
much.
always thinks he's doing too much. I always say to people, one of the funniest things that happened while I was ill, Howard would visit me every Sunday.
Listen to this story.
And at the time, he was doing AGT as well as this show. And I would open the door. He'd come up to the floor and ring the doorbell. And I'd open the door. He'd be leaning against.
What doorbell? Where are we?
I think
her
okay. I think
her
he's.
apartment.
I think it's either that, Dennis, or it's. Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably Riverside
apartment.
Drive. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
got
it's
to
the
be.
It's got to be.
He would visit her there and not talk about it. So there's no way he's going to Jersey. He's too.
No,
And-
oh,
No.
Christ, no.
He
He's
probably
getting-
just came home from the Hamptons on a Sunday. She literally lives 6 blocks away
Yes,
from him.
thank you.
Goes
He
to
made the
visit.
long drive.
long drive.
Long drive.
Long drive.
If you don't know Manhattan, he's on Columbus Avenue and West 67th, and she's on Riverside Drive. All he's doing is going, Monique, 3 avenues west in a limo for
In a limo.
15
It's
minutes.
a 3-minute ride, especially on
the
a
whole-
Sunday where there's no
I'm
traffic.
told
There's nothing
about-
there. I mean, it's literally
It's
uptown.
Sunday
No, I'm talking
afternoon
about
in New
his
York,
visit.
there's no
I'm not
traffic.
talking about the drive.
All right, let's continue. Let's continue.
It's embarrassing.
the door edge with his eyes closed and his head tilted back, and he'd say, they're killing me.
I know that move. I've seen it.
And I thought, here I am, I'm battling cancer. I'm in radiation and chemo. And he's the one who comes in complaining. And he would complain the entire time he was there.
Just, so not easy being him. It's just amazing.
I'm sorry, who forced him to take that Gong Show job? Who?
Buchwald?
That goes to us. Give the
many
money back
millions
then.
Did he grift from that show?
I know.
That was easy
I know.
lifting.
And it's the
Tens
easiest
of
job in the
millions
face
of
of the
dollars
earth.
he's
A
grifted.
judge. He
This
speaks
is-
for literally for 90 seconds a show for 2 hours.
This
That's
literally
rough.
screams of how lazy he is. I mean, honestly, to define his laziness, he was on the Gong Show where they catered to him nonstop, and then he had a show where he barely worked 4 days a week, and he's exhausted.
The
I mean, he's like
winners were poodles who could use a hula hoop.
the dance.
I mean,
the dogs.
Come on, Monique. You know how many superstars came out of that show? They're all laughing in our face now.
The only time I've ever watched that show is the 1 or 2 times I watched when Howard was on because somebody
Oh,
posted it on our
absolutely.
site. I mean, there was no reason to ever watch
But
that.
the thing is, he acts like he was down in the steel mill doing a 10-hour. I mean,
He's exhausted.
Come on, what a
You
veal.
mean to tell me he wasn't shoveling coal into the Titanic engine?
No, he
Exactly.
was not. No, he was not.
And he couldn't even give them what they wanted. You got
No.
this sterilized, sanitized, mediocre, say nothing that he had to be replaced by Simon Cowell in an email leak because it was so effing flat and it brought nothing to the table.
Nothing.
An absolute bait and switch of the highest
Hey,
order.
that's not true. He lowered the ratings. That's something.
He
Yeah,
crashed
that's
the ratings. Didn't lower them. He crashed
Lowest
them.
of all time, I think.
Yes, they have not been touched.
Do you remember when we used to do shows during that time period? We were doing shows at that time period,
No,
weren't
we
we?
weren't.
No, maybe we weren't yet. We weren't
I
doing
wish we had.
No, it was
Radio
just
Gunk?
before that, Monique. It was like a year before Gunk launched. It was like
because I do
14.
remember distinctly that for as long as he was on air with AGT, the way he loves to have John Hine come in and tell him ratings and stuff like that.
Yep,
Never
that
once
stopped.
did they do it
No.
That all
ever
stopped.
for AGT. Not once. Not once.
He might have tried to spin it initially with demographic bullshit, where he's like, Jewish people in North Nassau County were up 5%
Exactly.
with that kind of crap.
Yeah, no.
Nielsen spin.
Okay, so then let's talk about Howard's visits. Here we are. We're continuing with this.
But how did those Sunday visits make you feel? I got to imagine they did a lot to lift your spirit, right?
Oh, because God came to her door. The Lord and Savior of all things radio came to your door
Did he
and
walk in like
graced
this?
you with his presence. So yes, by all
The
means,
Jesus
this is
pose. Did
the
he do his
Jesus pose.
The
Oh,
Messiah
Walked in?
pose.
leaning against the door, just exhausted from his busy day of, choosing what mentally wrong patient can go on because they sang, it's a beautiful day or something, idiots. All right. Let's continue.
I mean, it was the best part of the week because
Best part
I
of the
just
week.
sit there and be in awe that he could complain about all these things without a break. I mean, hardly taking a breath. It was all bad.
Robin, when I think back about the illness that you went through, one of the theories that I have is, and if I'm off, let me know, but I always felt like this job was part of what saved you because you have such a love for what you do.
Yeah, this is where the
Wow.
conversation went after this. So
Wow.
this is how it went down.
That is insane. That is literally
Saved her
crazy thought.
from what? So
The
now
bell,
this is a
the
cure for cancer.
The bell.
Is this the worst? The 2023 version of the Howard Stern Show is a cure for cancer now. Saved her from what?
This is what saved her. So she's going to tell us. Please hold. You want to know? You're going to know right now.
And just before I was getting out of the hospital, Howard was there. And I said, by the way, I never told you this, but I got that ISDN line working. He said, you actually think you're going to be able to work? I said, I don't know, but if I can make it down the hall, why not? And that's sort of what happened. And that would be, I got to tell you, there was something really magical about it. Because I was in a lot of pain and I could hardly walk. One of the guys who was there with me through this whole thing, one day, 3-4 weeks in, he said, Robin, you're not shuffling anymore. And I was like, I shuffled? I didn't even know. I was just trying to get down the hall.
Yeah, so basically what happened is that, like Yoda, Howard cured her broken, stomach and cancer goiter. So Howard cured her of her ailments and made her a better person.
So basically, Blobbin needing to go on the air to get paid had nothing to do with her shuffling her ass down the hallway to use the ISDN line. It was because it was the love of Howard that did it. It wasn't that she needed the paycheck.
Yes.
Because she needed to work to get paid. Because she didn't work, she didn't get paid. That's
And the
way
fact that
contract
she
works.
can do this job and she's allowed to shows you just how easy it is.
Absolutely.
We didn't even notice.
And the fact that we didn't notice for how long?
2 years?
Oh, it was at least 2 years.
No, I
man,
noticed.
because
I noticed pretty quickly that
You
she
remember
wasn't
the
there.
one time that someone let the cat out of the bag when they said that they talked about how
It was a
Gary would
guest
prep
that
them?
came in, and
Yeah,
and-
Gary would prep them and tell them that like you.
but
got
somebody
pretend
said,
Robin's in the
they,
room.
Robin
Right,
was not there.
Robin's going to be on ISDN line. She's not really in studio.
It was
But
Marky
just,
Mark?
try not
I
to
think
make
it was
a note
Mark.
of
I
it.
think it was Marky.
I think it
Mark.
was Marky Mark.
It's the one
that just
time he
blew it
didn't
up.
mention it to a guest is the
Yeah.
one time that the guest mentioned
like,
it.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't get. I think Marky Mark just said screw this and just basically brought
Yeah,
it up.
they literally said something like, "Where's Robin?"
Yeah.
Where's Robin? Yeah, and it was very innocent. It wasn't like it was like such a big deal. But you're so used to, you hear her from over here and she's behind this glass, and so the automatic assumption is that she's there.
I think
So
this
it's
is
a very instant
This was
question.
when I was starting to actually start to hate the show because
Oh,
I
I hated
realized
it
that
before
Robin
that.
wasn't there. I mean, you could tell that she
Yeah.
was not in
Oh, the
studio.
guy from Oasis. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Liam Gallagher?
Oh my
It was
God.
was
What?
it the
They haven't
brother?
been on the show in years. Yeah, Oasis haven't been on in years.
Yeah, but that was no way back when in 2012 when Blobbin came back or doing the ISDN shows. When she
Oasis
was
wasn't
doing-
on the show then.
Yes, it was.
No,
2012.
they haven't been on in a long. They haven't been relevant in a long time.
Oh, my
It
goodness.
doesn't matter for
Somebody-
the
Think of
Stern
someone else.
show.
Mr. Judy Tenuta, you check that out for us whilst I continue
Well,
with my clips.
And the weird
So-
thing is,
Yeah.
the weird thing to wrap this up is, had they been honest, I think a whole legion of fans would have been rooting for her and cheering her on.
Yeah,
Instead of-
right.
Instead,
But I
they-
think,
even,
see-
even guys, people like us, we would be like, oh,
Don't you get it
absolutely.
though? Don't you get it? Don't you get it?
No,
if that would have been the case, then every phone call that came in would not be about Howard, would not be about the show, would not be about anything except Robin, I hope
Robin.
you're doing okay. Robin, I hope you're feeling better. Robin. And I don't think that Howard could take that. Howard doesn't want the
Yeah,
attention to
yeah,
be
you
on
have a
her.
point.
That's a good point.
That's actually valid because that's what he did. Though he
But
made
also
sure
too, they're in a mode when if there's a lie to tell, they will tell it, and they will not tell the audience. So
You-
they're in that mode of covering.
Lie by
everything up.
omission. It's
Lie
lie
by
by
omission.
omission.
Exactly.
It's just,
You know, guys, it's weird because right before all this went down, I remember she had one of her charities, and she hired Ambrosia to be the band, and it's ironic that the biggest part of Robin turned out to be the tumor.
oh, man.
Thank you.
you hear all
till
the
Sunday.
week. Try to veal.
Try the tuna. All right. So I made a little boo boo on this next clip. So I did an interview with Jackie Martling last week for his really good documentary that is on Amazon Prime and on Apple Plus. And so we chat back and forth. He texts me and I'll text him back and whatever. And so I did the most fatal thing I possibly could, which is that, by the way, Robin shit on you yesterday. I recorded it. Now, I wasn't sure that I was going to write that to him until I heard it on air. And had he wanted to hear it, I would have certainly provided it to him. Right? So let's play it. And then I'll tell you what he said back to me. Here we go.
I remember
She's talking about teamwork now. Okay.
you were so irritated when Jackie left. And I think part of it was because you felt he let the team down.
Oh, no. I never thought Jackie was a part of the team. I don't know where you're coming from. I just got sick of Jackie jerking us around. That was an every year thing. I'm quitting. So go ahead and quit. But no, every year he'd come back and quit again the following year. So no, I never thought of him as a team member. There were things that Jackie said to me that let me know that if he was in charge of this group, he'd let us all down all the time.
Jackie,
Because he's not a Buckwall client.
Exactly.
Jackie
Right,
says to
Marie?
me,
Your first
please
trip
don't
to Joke
share.
Land.
Please don't share crap like that with me. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I said I debated even typing it. I didn't plan on sharing it unless you wanted it, so it never happened again.
Even
Jackie's
worse
an
is
asshole,
sharing
that's
that
why.
text exchange on this show is even worse than that.
But you know what? This just truly shows her inflated self-worth to that show. Because
Oh, 1,000%.
Jackie literally wrote Howard. Jackie made
Yes,
Howard
yes.
through the 80s and the
Jackie wrote
90s.
Howard,
It was
yes.
Jackie's voice we
Oh,
heard.
Jackie.
Not Howard.
Not
it was
Robin's.
Jackie's voice.
Not
And
Robin's.
Robin added nothing.
I say
Yeah,
this
that's
about Benji all the time. You want to see how much Jackie's worth? I haven't laughed at anything Howard said in 20 years. And what happened 20 years ago?
Puzzle stash.
Jackie left.
Yep, Jackie left.
Yeah. Puzzle stash.
You look like Wyatt Earp.
Puzzle
Get out of
stash.
this town. I'll give it to Noon.
Well, suffice it to say, I felt really bad about saying that to Jim. But you know what? I was right in the middle of listening to the show, and he texted me about this like really great review for his special, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe that Robin
Jackie's
just
a nice
like
guy at the end. Of
dumb
the
shit
day.
on
He's
him.
A nice guy.
But the balls on
Unlike
her to dumb
Mo.
shit like that.
We know
You know?
that
Mo's
is-
just a
that-
cold-hearted bastard.
She is so out of her lane on that because, honest to God, I mean,
Completely
Jackie
out of
is
her
an
lane.
established comedian beside being on the show.
Yes.
She's actually an established comedian. She is nothing but the Black Shield on the Stern Show. I
And
mean,
has-
that's literally she is.
And like everybody else on that show, I mean, okay, granted, she was a nurse. I don't know how long that lasted.
Not long.
But in radio, she's never done anything other than this show. Her, Fred,
Wait.
Gary.
Am I wrong? But didn't she once confess to humping a dude that was dying or something like that?
Yes, she
Yeah,
did.
she jumped on a guy. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that
Didn't
wasn't
feel
just
like a
my
man.
imagination. I wasn't on like Pornhub and crossing my signals, right?
Yeah, maybe
Well,
not.
then Nance 66 goes, Jackie's a pussy. He's trying to take the high road, Nance, but it's not
Yep.
possible with these creatures. They're all the worst people on the face.
Yeah.
One is worse than the next, so it's not worth it taking the high road with them. You might as
You-
well
you
just
can't.
be scorched
You know what
earth
it is?
like Artie and John do.
I get it, though. I get it.
It
I
takes-
get it.
It takes
What?
a lot of energy to go around hating people. And
It does.
Well, it does.
At
Jackie found
76,
And
he's
he-
76.
And Jackie
found
is
the
an old
high road
hippie.
and he's happy there.
Jackie
So, I
is
mean, yeah.
old hippie, and you
He's
know
an
what
old
the
hippie,
truth
so
is.
there's no hate. There's no
even
hate.
to today, if somebody like emails me or texts me and says, "Oh, so and so is talking shit about you on their pod," it's like I don't want to hear it. I don't really need that in my vortex, and I get it. And shame on me for even thinking that it's something that he wanted to hear. It's just that we were so like in the height of talking about his documentary and the fact that nobody from the show was interviewed for it because they're all very like no. I guess the
Wow.
edict came down that they can't talk about Jackie or even entertain a conversation about him.
Yes.
And so it just kind of instilled an anger in me that made me like, all right, well, you know what? Screw her if she doesn't think that Jackie was part of it.
Hey, Beth, principal. Relax, bro.
What? How can you guys comment on the Jackie years? Because it's so clear you rarely, if ever, listened
That is
during
the
those
funniest
years.
thing
What?
ever.
What?
This show is so negative and repetitive. Please go back to airing old.
Dude, wait a minute.
review a
I have a
daily show.
open scores clip.
Don't even fight it. I don't care.
Wait,
How about that? I
Just
don't care.
because I was listening since 1982, it's okay. I never heard any of Jackie's stuff when I was growing up
Absolutely.
at all. Not at all.
Absolutely.
That's why my name is the Jackie Chair.
And-
You're right. I never heard one
You know
clip.
what I love
never.
about that is like we're repetitive. We review a daily show. What are we gonna do? Make up shit that they didn't say? I mean, come on, man. We literally
we
that's
have to
what we do.
report on the stupidity of what this is now. It is garbage.
I'm actually surprised at that comment, but okay.
I am too.
Wow.
Dude,
All
get
right.
off the math, man.
All right, stop. You know what? What's rule number 1 about doing the stupid show? It's like you just
Ignore
gotta-
that.
Please
Ignore that.
You guys are
Just
kind of
ignore it.
crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Ignore it. Ignore it because
All
they
right,
don't know.
let's move on. So then they started talking about her cancer and something she had mentioned, I guess, to Rashawn last year when she had done the show. So this was kind of interesting. I thought you guys would want to hear about this.
Last year when we spoke to you, you said something in the
Exactly
beginning
like
of the
that.
interview where you were like, 10 years after my diagnosis, I never really felt like a well person. I kind of felt like a person post-cancer. How does that still ring true for you? Or are you feeling
No.
much better? Do you kind of feel like you're well back to, maybe not back to who you were before?
Well,
the
you know what?
diagnosis?
The thing is that I don't feel like the person I was before. It was like there's a pre-cancer Robin and a post-cancer
I knew you were
Robin. And I'm doing the best post-cancer Robin I can. But I'm never going to be that person who had boundless energy and could say yes to anything and actually be there. Now I say yes and hope I'll be there
Well, Robin,
because anything could happen.
So so this is post-cancer Robin.
That's really interesting. I mean,
I know.
I don't think she really is truly post-cancer. I'll just say that because she let it go so far.
One thing we
that
did learn
you
is
can't
that
ever
both,
get better.
both Robins, both versions referred to herself in the third person.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I saw that.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So, okay, stop. Just stop. Keep reading. Move on.
Move on.
Okay. Yes, I also wanted to mention. Oh, you know what? I'll wait till the end of the show. Okay. So a caller calls in and asks the question, which of course you all want to know the answer to. So here we
Yes.
go.
That is on my mind, and I've thought about this. If Howard were to ever write another book,
Such a weird tone.
I think it should be the greatest love story ever told, and that would be you and him.
Now you're trying to make me tear up, right? That's what you're trying to do.
Not. No. I mean, I'm a bit of an emotional mess as a human anyway, but no.
Well, I actually said these words to Howard during the time that I was ill, because we were going through this whole thing together. And I said, they ought to make a Hallmark movie about us. We're so mushy. And he said, I know, but that would ruin our reputations.
All right, so which back office staffer was that? Because that was not a real call. 100%, that was not a real call. Absolutely not. And
Is
it
that
was one
arm
of those-
throwing his voice?
It was one of those softballs. It was one of those softballs.
Every
to try to
call
change
was a
the subject.
softball. Every call today was a
Yeah,
softball.
that was to try to change the narrative because that's an insane question. No normal human being would even think that at this point, especially.
And it would only be a one-sided love story. Yes, I
Right.
get it. Okay, I get that their relationship is like that's her office husband, and they're together 40 years. I get it.
She
If one
doesn't
of them
get
passed
invited to
away
birthday
tomorrow,
parties.
it would be, a horrible realization that the life as you know it is now over. But
No.
she's not part of his inner circle. I mean, yes, he
not
calls
a
her
cool
all the
kid.
time because I think that it assuages his guilt for not seeing her. So he does call her, and he does do things like that,
Let's-
and makes her feel like she's still
Let's
important, but she's
remember
not.
that the summit was basically him preparing for her to die.
Probably.
And he was going to do basically a pure interview show because that's what he was moving toward. He wanted a pure interview show when she was gone because they thought she was going to die.
And this is as good as
And-
it's going to get. This is as close
Yeah.
to that as he's going to get.
But that's the thing is it didn't matter. It would upset him, but he would move on. And
Yeah.
she in her mind she thinks everything would stop if she left.
I don't think Robin's name is mentioned one time during the entire film, 59 minutes and 30-second
No.
summit we watched. I don't think
No,
her name
she's
is
not
induced
mentioned at all.
one
No.
time.
No, you're right.
bizarre.
Not once.
Nope, not
I
one. not
defy
mentioned
someone to
once.
find her
Do you
name
think she
mentioned
was
once.
even there?
No,
No,
Probably
absolutely
no,
not.
no, because that's when she's at home. That's fully.
she was sick. She was full. That's what that was the cancer time. She was
That's
sick.
May of 2013.
Yeah, she hadn't been back in the office yet.
Ah, curious.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it was something that she was even like, keyed in on or
No,
whatever.
probably not. Probably
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Okay, let's move on. So, and again, the conversation just these are people that know each other way too long, so there's really no conversation to be had. So this is them. I don't even know why I recorded this, but this is how inane the conversation became.
Already cracked up about it.
Listen to the pause.
Robin, I want to talk about some of the stuff.
That's the only reason I left it in there, because that was the end of her sentence from some other inane thing she was talking about. But this is how long it was taking between chatting.
Already
then you-
cracked up about it.
The other, you have Rasan, who knows nothing about
No.
the show,
Robin,
and
I
next to
wanna-
nothing about Robin.
No, nothing.
Talk about some of the staff for a second, but before we get there, are you aware that you have given everyone their favorite pen? Like you sent
Yeah.
out these pens to everyone on staff, and
Is
it's turned
that
into
right?
everybody's favorite
Oh, yeah.
pen.
Wow.
Rob,
Well,
we had,
thank you.
we had a pre-meeting this morning talking about what we're going to talk about. Somebody mentioned the pen, and I'm in a different office now, but I picked mine up and I go, this pen, and then everybody in the meeting picked it up and they all held their pen up to the screen.
Oh, that makes me so happy. I used to send out champagne and this and that and, whatever. And the world has gotten, very complicated. And I was talking to Dennis about it, Captain Dennis. And I said, it's so hard to pick a gift now that you could just send everyone. And, some people are going to have to get rid of it because they don't drink anymore. They don't eat candy anymore. They don't eat, they're allergic to chocolate. They're allergic to nuts, whatever it is. You can't, find something that could please everyone. And, I've given a lot of pens to Howard and learned a lot about pens by gifting him pens. And I was like, they got some great pens. And maybe I'll
Are
just
you
send
listening to
everybody a
this?
pen this year because I can't think of anything that's not going to not work for somebody.
Actual fuck.
What?
What are you listening to?
Could you imagine?
I go to my doctor's office. I go to
You're
my
driving with someone who doesn't know the show, and this repartee is playing, and you have to explain to them what
So-
you're listening to. Could you imagine someone's
If you
So
would
the-
put on 101 ever.
So
I'm
my
just
veterinary
saying.
hospital is doing somebody a favor because we have really nice pens we give to people. Is that it? Get really nice pens.
David
Shout out to
says-
Led Zeppelin, Monique. Great use of pablum. I have never seen pablum used. in
Pablum's a great
RadioGunk.
word.
It's a great.
That's
Means
a good
nonsense, right?
That is a good word. But don't you love the discussion about Gary having a discussion about the discussion that they're going to have with
Yes.
Robin?
Yes.
As if you couldn't articulate a good sentence and questions for Robin after knowing her almost 40 years?
but
Like,
the thing is-
seriously?
To say you had a meeting about this show is embarrassing because I wouldn't admit that I met to discuss the way this show is supposed to go because this is an embarrassment to radio. I mean, we're doing a better job going along, and we didn't meet before this show. We didn't talk about what we were going to talk about.
Please, two of you clicked on at 8:27.
Yeah,
for
and
God's
the people
sake.
that aren't on screen. But honestly, this is like insane conversation because he's making it like he's actually like interviewing like the president of the United States.
Yeah.
It's Blobbin. You've known Blobbin since WNBC.
Right, you talk to her all the time. Like, I don't even understand this
This
conversation.
is crazy.
Hi. Okay, so let's talk about Robin seeing Fred for the first time since Okay, let's listen to this. It was pretty interesting.
So I want to talk about something else, Robin. You mentioned that you saw the photograph that I put up on Instagram of Mary and I having dinner with the Nora.
Oh, can we pull that up? Can
Please pull that up. Hold on. Let me get it.
Yes.
Let me see if I can get it.
we? You tell me, because if you can't, I
I
can.
thought that's one of the chicks from the Golden Girls.
Monique, where is
Oh, I'm not
this
logged in,
dinner?
damn it.
Where is
Oh,
it?
I think it was out. I think it was in Connecticut. I don't think that was in the city. I think that they were just, they were visiting. It seems to me that Fred and Allison Norris are on the visit the Stern rotation, and it looked to me to not be in the city. I could completely be wrong, but I can't even imagine that they would all come in from the Hamptons and Gary would come in from Connecticut just to meet.
Could
in
it
the
be that
city
they
for
went to
dinner.
Amagansett, Monique?
Amagansett? I don't know that Gary would drive all the way to Amagansett to see Fred. I mean, that's a long ride,
Take the
from
ferry.
Connecticut.
Honestly,
not gonna take the
it looked
ferry,
like
you know that.
the Norses were visiting the Brooklyn Zoo.
It did, didn't it?
Do you have it?
I'm pulling. Hold on. I gotta find the thread because it's in the
You're the
freaking thread.
biggest part of me.
Oh, you could have just gone to Gary's Instagram. Bring Back Jackie has
I
it
have
up
to
as
do
well
that.
on Twitter.
Okay, hold on. Let me go get it.
Yeah, you do
Hello,
that.
hello.
I'm usually on Beth's Instagram. Hold on.
It is
It's-
unbelievable the parallels to Hall and Oates that Gary and Fred have together. It is perfect.
I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yes, I do.
Okay, because I was just about to pull. I got it now.
Yes, I do. Hang
What a
on,
picture it
let me
is.
share the
Hey,
screen.
boss, your kiss is on my list.
Okay, let me get it a little bigger.
Please,
Look at that
yes.
chimpanzee in the background.
So
You're
my
a
comment on
habitat.
this was, look, 3 old ladies and a chimp. That's literally what it is.
Well, see, you could tell that that's not New York City. There's too many
No.
trees, and there's too much light, and there's no buildings.
nice.
So that's
And they have a
not.
chip code.
That's not. That's not.
Do you think it's like Westchester or something, like in between?
You gotta go where Gary. Where's Gary officially living now? Do we know?
I think
What
he's
is-
renting in Stamford.
I'm gonna go with you on that. Vince, he's at the WWF building offices.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I mean,
Sweet
Westchester's
305.
in between, though. I mean,
So no, here's the way you
Okay.
have to think about it: is that Fred's been going into the office, and plus, what else does he have to do? And they still have a place in the city, so they could have easily gone from the city to go meet Gary in Stamford. I mean, that's not a long drive.
it's not that bad. Yeah, you're right.
And plus, it's still daylight, so they probably went like early in the day and just had their nice little dinner
So,
together and whatever.
I'm glad, as some people pointed out on the site, I'm glad that Fred wore his best gray shirt.
Yeah,
yes,
I mean,
he did. Yes, he did.
Just classy.
I mean,
Always bringing the good
all
look.
joking aside, doesn't he look like Caesar from a Planet of the Apes?
You're
What, Gary?
He's like 1
Yes.
second away from standing up and going, no!
Cornelius.
He does look kind of bizarre, I
He
must
looks like
confess.
Caesar from freaking Planet of the Apes, man. Pull it up. I'm not joking.
And Allison is looking.
Like his head is just like a little bizarre.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Who's taking the picture? Tess?
I'm trying my
Norris?
new.
No, the waiter. The waiter's.
I don't
taking
know.
the picture.
Yeah, I wonder who's taking.
Someone with
I'm going-
opposing thumbs.
Roddy McDowell.
They do look, and this one.
The linebacker for the Jets?
Yes, that's
Oh,
the one.
totally.
It doesn't want to work for me. I have this new app that's
It's not
supposed to,
working.
like, draw for me, and
You
it's
know
not
what's so
working.
sad is that you
Damn
can
it.
see Gary's teeth from here. I
Yes,
mean,
you can.
those things are like, Jesus.
You want to feel old? I think Jackson's pushing 30.
Oh, Jesus.
I think he's
Wow.
damn near 30. I think he's either a year away or 30 or something. Very close.
I
Has
mean-
John Stamos claimed paternity yet?
What Dave Coulier did.
All right, so let's continue with the conversation
Wow.
about this so that we can
Wow.
quiet.
That was just Sunday night, and that was
Yes.
amazing. And of course, at our dinner, I got
Sunday night because nobody has work on Monday.
No, not in this world.
Nobody.
to learn that the Norrises had dinner with you not that long ago. And
Yes.
I feel like we're all getting very reflective at this point. I think part of it is
Oh, boy.
age. I think part of it is age. I think part of it is the pandemic. Like we're fully, theoretically, okay, we're fully out of the pandemic. Howard had a party for 14,000 people the other night. We're fully out of the pandemic. We agree, right?
Wow.
Yes.
But these dinners are like special. They are for me. I don't know how you feel about it. Like, how was your dinner with the Norrises?
Oh, first of all, you have to understand that I have not seen Fred since March 12th, 2020.
March 12th, 2020.
Wow.
March
Wow.
12th,
3.5 years.
20.
3.5 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
About. Yeah.
3 years and 4 months.
Yeah.
Can you imagine it's been, first off, can you imagine it's been that long since the freaking pandemic? But can you imagine working on a show where the guy who runs the show, who is truly the love of your life, and you don't get to see him at all,
At
even
all.
today, today.
So, I mean, honestly, so that means Blobbin hasn't seen Howard since March 12th, 2020. So it's 3 years, 4 months, and like 2 weeks.
Well,
And
you
he
can blame
still has
on
not
both
seen-
sides, Dennis. It's Fred's fault
What?
who they make no effort with each other. They don't have
No.
any...
You got to remember, Howard can make himself unavailable.
They all
So
can.
Blobbin is probably wanting to, but Howard's like, oh no, I got something this day. Oh, I got something this day.
That's why he keeps saying to her he's so busy through the summer.
so
That's why he
busy.
doesn't
I'm
feel like he has the
busy.
Summer. So busy.
Yeah, so busy.
All right, here she goes, continuing.
I got a star F.
In
Oh,
person.
wow.
And so the moment they came to my house, and the moment he walked through the door, I just jumped on him
Yep.
and hugged him, and
poor
we
bastard.
hugged for a really long time because it was like, I can't believe you're actually here, that I'm actually able to touch you and say hello and see you. Because even though you're seeing everybody on Zoom, this could be a whole charade, like like me
Charade.
sometimes
No.
sitting here and
A whole charade.
A charade.
What's the real word? What's the real word?
Charade.
A charade.
It's
Charade.
charade, not a charade.
That's not some she mispronounced it. The newswoman, she pronounced it
thank-
charade. That's not some. What I'm saying,
She
like,
picked that
don't
up
go-
from someone.
Don't act like
She
it's
picked it up from
Yeah.
someone. That's not her way of saying
Well,
it.
that's when she drinks a Shiraz. She has a charade.
She has a charade.
not feeling very well, but I look fine. Buddy on Zoom,
hang on.
able to touch you and say hello and see you. Because even though you're seeing everybody on Zoom, this could be a whole charade, like me sometimes sitting here and not feeling very well, but I look fine.
No, you don't.
And so nobody knows
No.
exactly what's happening to you, but when you're physically there and in person and you can touch them and see them and smell them even,
Calm down.
you know that they're okay and that they're still there and they're doing well.
It's true. Whenever I see Dennis, I come up to him, I give him a hug and a
Smell
kiss,
him?
and I just smell him. Just take my nose and I shove it in his hair, and, I go,
smell good.
And then you go,
God, I've
this is
missed
a
you.
charade. This isn't, it's got to
This
go.
is total charade.
it's a charade.
This is all a charade. So,
Oh,
You smell like crushed tomatoes and Old Spice, Dennis. Red Pack crushed tomatoes and Old.
How'd you know?
So,
A
Tutarosa.
little behind the ear.
What was that, Monique?
Tutarosa.
Oh my God! What I
Tutarosa, right here.
It's
Right here.
Forgot about
it's
those.
a goal.
I wrote basil. Go.
All of a sudden, you're like, come over here. I need to sniff your ass.
That guy says he smells like Campari and cat hair. You're wrong, Mac Hine. It's all a charade. He doesn't smell like that at all.
That's the new McKine. That's Robin's McKine.
So
You smell like deja vu.
Deja vu all over again. No, Dennis does not smell like gabagool.
Gabagool.
Gabagool. Oh my God. Charade.
You can pronounce it
silly.
karate.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
actually, the thing I take away from that though is that Blobbin is kind of hinting that she is not well because she's
Kinda,
saying
right?
when you're
like her
on
real
Zoom, you don't
cool-
feel well, but people don't know it. It's like,
Are you saying this is her Eagles farewell tour?
I
It
think
could
so.
be. It could be. It's this is the only people that will be talking to her for the remainder of the summer. So I think that's. I'm sorry. I'm reading comments here
AJA and his
about what me and Dennis
taking
do.
it to the gutter.
Did you really have to? Did you really have to put it up? You
you
asshole.
Yes,
son
I
of a
did
bitch.
because that's brilliant.
Asshole.
Did you really?
It was very hey.
Okay, so then she was talking about people. They started talking about how they miss out on some memory, things that have happened in the past, and and how people have been on the show that they don't even remember. So she was talking about how she sees them on documentaries sometimes and doesn't really remember the person ever being on
What?
the show. I don't know what she's even saying. Maybe somebody had suggested maybe she was talking about Dana Plato, or maybe she was talking about the Anna Nicole Smith documentary, or maybe the Wham documentary. I'm just not really sure where Stern came into play throughout the Brooke Shields documentary. So here's what she says.
Now, I see us in documentaries of people that I don't even
Yes.
remember meeting.
Like Arthur
There was
Mercado.
one that happened the other day I was watching something. I was going, oh, she was at the show? And I can't even remember who that was now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Monique, you nailed it.
What?
They nailed it. So, yeah, there's an Anna Nicole Smith documentary, and it is completely negative to the show.
Right.
She knows how shitty they look, so she won't bring up Anna. There's not a shot in hell she doesn't remember Anna Nicole Smith on the show. And it's utterly negative. And there's
17
no way-
times.
That's
Yeah.
a great call, Monique. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, why don't you get up on the scale there, honey? It's just everything
The weight
about
machine,
it was
It was
so
all
weigh
fat
machine.
shame. Yes, yes.
degrading, shaming. But am I wrong, Laundry Room? Was there a Dana Plato thing that just recently was up? I remember for
think
some.
so.
Oh, Lorraine Bobbitt. Excellent.
Oh, Lorraine Bobbitt.
Good
Yeah.
move. Yes, that's good. That's good. That's
Is
good.
there a Magic Johnson documentary on Apple
Yes.
TV? Have you seen it? Because I've
I haven't,
not
but
gotten
I've
around
seen
to.
the quote from her where he said he wanted to punch him in the face.
Yeah, and Magic says to this day he wants to flatten Howard because he had to go along with it for the Magic, and apparently it's in there, and I have not seen it. I still haven't seen it.
Wow.
I've been wanting to watch. There's a couple of really good-looking sports documentaries going on. There's that basketball one about what's his face.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Lloyd
Okay.
Daniels?
No. The one who, he's not
Michael
really
Jordan?
no, he's not really like the tallest guy, and he's
Muggsy
like
Bogues?
half white, half black. He's
Muggsy Bogues.
his brother also plays.
Oh, the dude from the Giants, dude. The twins. What's her name?
Tiki Barber?
Tiki
No,
Barber.
basketball. You guys.
Yeah, no,
Basketball.
That
Oh,
Sweet Pea I
have
saw
no idea what you're talking
Josh too. I saw that on Netflix. No,
come
it was
on,
on
you
Amazon.
guys.
I don't know
Okay.
what service.
Let's
You
move
gotta
on.
give me more
It'll
than
come to us.
It'll
Kareem
come to us.
Abdul-Jabbar?
No. He's a current player.
Current.
He's
the
yes,
Ball
he's a current-
brothers, Lonzo Ball.
no. They're very, very light skinned. Very like
Curry? No.
Oh,
Curry.
the Curry.
Oh,
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
Yeah,
Steph Curry.
Curry. Okay.
Where is
Steph
there
Curry.
a Steph Curry
Stephen
documentary?
and,
there's a
what's his
Steph
name?
Curry documentary that looks really, really good.
His half brother is Seth. He looks like Vin Diesel.
Yeah,
He does,
Steph
doesn't
Curry.
he?
He does. He looks a lot like him.
Tiny Archibald.
Tiny Archibald. I got that all
No,
myself.
it's on Apple Pluses, Josh.
Okay. All right. So here's the greatest question of the whole day. Gary asks Robin, he's so amazed at the fact that they did such an amazing show so many years ago, and it was only like 5 or 6 of them. So he asks this question, and if you guys didn't listen to the show,
I didn't.
then you get to get the final answer on this. So here we go.
Well, it's interesting, Robin, when we're talking about staff, the show really is, it started with, it was you, Howard, and Fred. It was Howard and Fred, then you, Howard and Fred, and then I came on, and it was the 4 of us for a pretty long time.
Yeah.
If I asked you, if I said to you, Robin, because I don't even know, I can give you the exact number. If I asked you, Robin, today, if you include the tapes team, the tech team, the 101 staff, the writing staff, the TV people, what number would you say our staff is right now?
All right, guys.
Well, I heard it, so I'm gonna.
You can't play.
I think I read it because I think you posted how many were there. Because I think it was like 75.
Xavier.
Yeah, that's the low. Yes.
75, I think.
Two what?
Bastard.
Assholes.
Wait, $1.
No,
$1.
Almost. It's apparently 100 is the range they gave.
Well, here's the range that she gave. Here's what Robin thinks.
I have it between 75 and 100.
Jesus Christ.
You're right. I think it's around 75 or so. But I'm curious, I always
Do I
divide
know
the show.
any of them? No.
75 human beings
make
work
this
on that
garbage.
show. Does anybody want to tell me here on Wednesday, July 26th, what the hell they are doing all summer long? What are they doing?
Nothing. Cataloging
They're shopping on
stuff?
Amazon.
Yeah,
Cataloging,
right?
I guess. I mean, I can't imagine them doing any work.
75 people for that show.
I mean, wait, so if these people had to come in 5 days a week and he's off for 2 months, I mean, they literally are, they're literally going shopping on Amazon. They're right. They can't be doing any work. Not by now.
Phony phone calls, bits. What are they doing?
That's a week. That's
Well,
a week.
Monique, it's what you said about the Pentagon.
Yeah. You
spend-
use it
you
or
don't
you
spend
lose
it,
it.
you don't
Use
lose
it or you
it.
lose it, and I think these guys just pitch fake shit knowing he's not going to use it, and they throw stuff at him knowing it's never going to be used on 3 days a week. He never gets to anything. It's amazing. It's so yeah, I think it's use it or lose it, and they just
And Hey Retard says, wow, and no news team or TV,
Yeah.
right?
or Howard
75
101.
people and there's no news, no TV. I mean, this is mind-numbing how these people get paid to work on nothing. I mean,
Two
David,
channels.
you're right. It's like the cleaning women. They're just maintaining the estate. They're just dusting the the lampshade that has nary a speck on it. You're right. They're just filling time. They're just killing time.
I mean, the Teamsters laughs at how little work these people do. I mean,
Exactly.
seriously.
You got two channels, 24 hours in 7 weeks. You have 16 hours of live program in a rare live week. 16 hours in a 24-hour cycle on 2 channels. For a week.
Wait.
I'm talking a full week.
For a week.
If he's live, right? Let's do 4 hours of the show and then do the stupid wrap-up show. Live programming on a week, in a rare live week, 7 days, 16 hours. You got 2 channels. And it eats up all the money and half the real estate in the Sirius building.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way it works. Yes.
And your point.
Your point. That's the way it works. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my point. Is that's what these employees are doing?
Yeah.
Nothing. It's
100
even worse because you
100
have.
Yeah.
16 out of 176 hours a week. On but one channel, so it's 2, so it's 352 hours a week of programming in the 16 new hours.
I think I'm going to go as far to say he's threatened now by this. This is going to be deemed more interesting than his own show, and he's going to kill this summer school
Oh, of
show
course
by
he will.
next year.
Oh, this is gonna be
Just-
slaughtered.
John Doe says they're the guys who hold the stop and slow signs at construction sites.
No, don't insult those people. They work
He
harder
said they
than
work
these
harder.
guys.
He did say that.
They stand up at least.
None of these guys
Although
are in the
I
right
did
Writers
see a
Guild?
guy that was in a chair because I guess he had a little bit of the crip, and he actually was in a chair holding that. I'm like, you lazy bastard! You can't
Lazy
even
bastard.
stand up.
Can't even stand up. That's
So
amazing.
nobody's
I'm
in the
paying
Writers
you.
Guild of these in the show?
No, I don't think they're in the Writers Guild. I don't think they're union. I don't think they're
No,
any
they're
of
not
that stuff.
union or anything.
No,
I think a lot of the
no.
people there work freelance. I think a lot of them are just on a pay as you play, pay as you go. I can't imagine that they are there all.
Monique,
all
I
summer.
have not listened to the entire Jackie interview. Please tell me you brought up the Writers Guild to him and him compared to the Writers Guild.
What do you mean, him compared to Writers Guild?
Well,
him and
there's the writers striking, right? So Jackie's a sole writer, and he had absolutely no benefits from the Writers Guild. Apparently, they stopped them. Buchwald wouldn't let them join the Writers Guild or something. They wouldn't want to give him any benefits whatsoever. You have your head writer responsible for everything good on the show, and he has no rights that the regular Writers Guild people have.
You know Jackie's not
Yeah.
going to talk about that.
I bet
No.
he has strong opinions on the Writers Guild.
I bet you he does. And actually, I would love to have asked him that question. But
Oh.
thank you for posing it now a week later.
Chaka
Johnny.
Khan, that's a great comment.
What?
The Scientologists who lay out L. Ron Hubbard's clothes out every day have more important jobs.
Well, yes, this is true. Yeah. Howard said in 2006 writer strike that his show wasn't a guild show. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it couldn't be. It couldn't be.
No, there's no way.
I
that-
know it's not a guild. I just want to hear Jackie's opinion on. I didn't know. When did you decide you were doing that too? What is that? Like 15 minutes before you did it? I
What are
knew
you
it was
talking
in the Jackie interview.
Oh
When
no,
did
I had
you
to
decide you were
write
doing
to his publicist.
people.
Oh no!
You got
did
to
you
write his
really?
people.
Yes, I had to write to his publicist, and she
Nancy.
said to me, you know, Jackie is available this day between 1 and 3, or this day between 12 and 4, and she's like, link to follow for to watch the show for free so that you can comment on it. And I'm like, well, I've already paid for it. I've already watched it.
Now that's a heavyweight, high rolling Hollywood player, right? You're 76-year-old Jackie Martling's publicist.
You know what though? We wound up having a
2020.
great conversation. He stayed on with me for like an hour 45.
Oh, I love Jackie.
And you love Jackie. You just
a
got to
great
listen
interview.
to
He's my
him.
favorite.
I thought it
Always.
was a good interview. I enjoyed having him on because he's one of the few people from that show that I can consider like a friend, and that he's just a good guy. He's just a good guy. That's all there is to it.
Have you guys seen the doc? I mean, I thought it was it's a fun.
Not
it's
No,
yet.
I haven't seen it
flattering.
yet. I haven't
Oh,
seen
it's
it.
so
fun.
well
It's
done.
a fun watch.
It
really
really, really is. The way he, one of Rodney Dangerfield's best jokes ever came from Jackie. And, the funny thing about it is, like, a lot of people will call bullshit, but Jackie's such a hoarder and like I said to him, I was like,
has a note.
he has the receipts. He has the receipts for everything he's ever done. And I told him what he really should do, because he has stacks and stacks of all his papers, everything he's ever written to Howard, everything. I'm like, you should start like binding them. You should start binding them and selling them. Because
Exactly.
you're not getting any younger. There's going to
Yeah.
come a day where
I'd buy
some
it.
family member has to clean out your shit.
Yep.
And all they're going to do is get rid of it somehow. And
Well, he said that there's a couple that want to buy the whole thing. They want
Yes. Yeah,
back
but I
up
don't
a
even
U-Haul
know if
and
that's
just
the right.
empty it out.
I don't even know if that's the right move.
I'd buy some Jackie notes to put them on the wall.
Totally, I would
Absolutely.
absolutely take some Jackie notes.
We should
Absolutely.
buy his jokes and just do our show and use them and not say anything at the end of it. We'll just see
Oh,
how
that'd
it
be
goes.
funny. That would be funny.
You know what I do have, and I told you guys this. I do have. He sent me all of the edited out chapters of his book, Bow to Stern. So I have all the unedited, taken out chapters of the book that we can kind of go through and we can read. And he said you can, talk about them. I'm not going to talk about them, but you can. So yeah, I think it would be fun.
My favorite Jackie line. It's obviously there's a zillion of them, but for whatever reason, because of the dearth, the myriad of Seinfeld knockoff shows that came to the '90s, and Ellen DeGeneres came out with her show, he called it Vaginefeld. And
Seinfeld, yeah.
I love that.
Well,
That's the
anyway,
thing-
Jackie
that's
was
the
a
thing about
good.
Jackie. Everybody has like a favorite thing he said or whatever joke. To
Oh
me,
my
to me,
goodness!
one
Yeah, go
of
ahead.
my favorite Jackie jokes was when he's like, a pedophile and a kid walk into a forest at night, and he's like, as they're walking in, the kid goes, "I'm scared." And the pedophile says, "Huh? You think you're scared? I got to walk back by myself."
You know,
Only he could make pedophilia funny.
well, that's the whole
Exactly.
thing, and we got into a
Take that, Roman
conversation about
Polanski.
that, and it was that that's not a conversation or a topic that a conversational comedian can bring up, because a lot of
Yes.
people are more conversation. I ran into somebody. I went here. I did this. What's going on in Michigan? I went to Joe's Steakhouse. Da, 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 da. Jackie's just boom, in and out. Joke, 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 joke. So you can do that. You could do a pedophile joke.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't.
You know why? Because when Jackie says it, everybody gets it's a joke.
Right.
It's a
Like,
joke.
He never got blowback because it's a joke. He just tells
Yeah,
jokes.
it's a joke.
There's no
It's funny.
political meaning
That's
behind it.
killer
There's no
shit.
personal.
And he laughs about it. So if he laughs about it, it's like,
You know,
okay, I guess I can laugh about it.
all I remember is when Comedy Central started and they actually played comedy, Jackie would be there with the red brick wall behind him at least 5 times a day.
Yeah.
You'd catch Jackie on there, and he would just kill you because it was one thing after another.
Dennis,
Can't-
are you talking about when Comedy Central used to play like old stand-up footage
Yes.
from clubs? Yeah, that was
Yes.
the early days of
And-
Governors and the comic strip and Catch a Rising Star. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Well, the thing we learned, which I thought was really amazing, is that when the Jackie puppet first came on air, first off, he knew about the Jackie puppet. Like the guy had come to him and said, "Look, I made this puppet," and he's like, "Oh shit, that's the most amazing thing I've ever seen." He's like, "But it can't come from me." He's
Right.
like, "If I come in with the Jackie puppet, all Howard's going to say is, 'Oh, great! Now another vehicle by which you can tell your jokes. You gotta be the one to show up with it. I can't be the one who knows about it." So he made it a whole thing. He waited a couple of days. The guy came in with his wife, who was pretty good looking, and he was able. So then the other thing you learn is that the Jackie puppet, when what's his face would do Billy West would do the voice, Jackie was the one passing
Writing the
him
jokes.
the jokes
notes.
to
Yeah.
To rip on
say
himself.
about Jackie to rip on himself.
With no instant messenger, writing them down with
Just
fucking
like-
finger cots. I don't know how he did that.
Yeah, he was allergic to newspaper ink.
Hey, Matt Kynes, that's a Gilbert joke, by the way.
Hoodie do? Right.
Yeah,
I
that-
asked him about the Rodney
exactly.
thing and whether that was
That's
based on
what-
Rodney Dangerfield. He
No,
said no.
the joke is, what's black has 4 legs and says "Hody do, hody do." The 2 black guys trying to catch an elevator.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, another one. Woman decides she wants to finally try sex with a black guy, so she went up to her room, takes off her clothes, and says, "All right, do what you do best." So he grabs the TV and runs out the door. Yo. All right, let's move on. So, so then Gary is talking about the tiers of staff, because I think he was trying to get at is like, who are your favorite like new members of the staff and stuff like
Right.
that, which I don't even care about. I just wanted to talk about the tiers of staff. Here we go.
But I feel like there's like 3 versions of the staff. There's the 4 or 5 of us that started together. Then there's the next wave, which is like Richard and Sal and Benji, and then there's the new staff. So, like, how do you feel about the new staff?
So funny, new staff. JD's been with the show, what, 15 years?
At least.
16 years? He's
Maybe
almost...
no, actually
04?
closer to 20. Closer to
Yeah,
20
closer to
years.
20.
They're in the zeros, bro.
So that's considered new in this world. Which
20 years.
is new.
Like, who do you know? Who do you like? Who do you think is funny? I'm talking about, your.
The guys I do know. I
Yeah,
think
like
they're
you're
all crazy, first of all. I said to Howard a couple of weeks ago, after that show of the bits that were rejected,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said it was great because we got to the point where we had to reject them again. They were so horrible and criminal and illegal or liable. I was like, these people are crazy. Is this what you spend all your time doing, reining them in and making? How do we stay on the air? They're so crazy.
That's it. That's all you
It's like
get.
Darth Vader right there.
Wow.
I have one clip where she's very breathy after she. Yeah. But I don't hear that
honestly
on the
think
regular show. It's so weird. You know what it is? She doesn't get that much time to talk.
No,
No.
she does kind of do a little bit of that. It's a little aspirated when she gets talked to on the show. She kind of,
Came out of Lightspeed too soon.
but she, the thing is, she doesn't really give a shit about any of them. That's what it comes down to. She
doesn't
just
care.
doesn't
Pretty much.
care. They're
That's
not in
why
her
he asked the
sphere.
question. That's why he asked the question. The only
Yeah,
one she
they're not in her
remembered was
sphere. She doesn't
Sam
care.
because
She
of
doesn't care.
Sam's mom and Mehmet for some reason. Sam and Mehmet were the only two that came up as people that she remembered. So
Think about that.
Yeah, think about that. So
Think about
here's
that.
Rashawn trying to wrap this up, but it's just not happening. So let's go there. This is how it
I hate him
ended.
so much.
There's always,
Always
something.
something new.
Listen, Robin.
He's like
I just wanna-
shaved ice. You can just keep shaving.
Sal.
You'll get something.
Thanks, Superman.
Robin, I
It'll
just
turn
want to say,
into something.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. Thank you for being you. Thank you for everything you bring to the Howard Stern channels. Thank you for everything you do for our audience. As you can tell by all these calls, like you're a huge part of the show. You always have been, and you mean a lot to all of us. So we love you. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me again. I enjoy this.
And Robin, I do want to say thank you for all of what Rasan said. But I think I say this at the end of every conversation. Just I can't believe how long we know each other, and I really appreciate your friendship. And just listen, I've known you longer than I've known my kids, and I like you better than I like some of my family members. So it's and I think you could probably say the same to me. So
I could definitely say the same thing. Yeah.
So it's not to make this a love fest or a cry fest, but I truly appreciate you as a friend and as a coworker.
Well, thank you, Gary. I appreciate that, and I think when we're just on the phone, you know how much I love you, and how much you mean to me, and it's I don't know of a better situation than this where people have this kind of relationship with their coworkers.
She is dying.
It's something to be very proud of. We've built something amazing.
Is there a
Absolutely.
video component to this?
I
Was there
agree.
a video
Not
component?
yet.
Well, Robin, I hope you have a great rest of your summer. Hope you get to spend some time with Howard. And I'm glad you're doing well. It's great to see you. You look fantastic. I love the glasses. Styling.
Oh,
Oh,
thank
there you
you. Thank you.
Are they measuring her for a coffin as she's talking?
Wait,
Yeah,
was
that's
there a
what it
video
sounds
component to this?
Not yet. They probably filmed it, but I haven't seen it. If there is, we
So-
could at some point see it.
Well, they can obviously see her.
So I mean, honest to Christ, that was like Gary talking to somebody he's never gonna see again, which is weird, and like somebody he barely knows. I mean, but that was just an insanely weird conversation. at the end.
Right?
It sounded
mean,
like
that-
the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, Laundry Room, Beaverhausen, and Tamara. They act like Gary's acting like this might be the last time I ever see her again. So let me say my goodbyes. And every time he
Yeah, I
sees her, I
mean,
guarantee talks to her, says the same thing over.
She
and
hasn't looked well, but I mean, Jesus, I mean that was weird. And the thing
Right?
is, Gary has every opportunity to go see her. I mean, she's
Yeah.
only in
They
Jersey.
literally
It's
live
not
within like
far.
what, stone throws of each other.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't understand it, you guys. I
It's
don't
so
understand the
weird.
dynamic here. I don't understand why hasn't Gary seen her? Why hasn't she come into the city? Like, what is going on that is preventing them from seeing each other? And the fact that on Sunday is when he found out that Fred actually went to visit her a couple of weeks ago. So what's going on in that world that we don't know about?
Well, she acts like she's more accessible than she really is, too.
Well, that's true.
That's
is
the
true.
big thing you got to remember. She's not exactly. You can't get her on whenever you feel like it. You can't visit her whenever you feel like it.
Why?
Because she likes to look rarefied, and she thinks she's
I
better
think
than
she's just
that.
really sick. I mean, I think she's just really sick.
But they know
And that's
she's
what-
sick.
And the thing is, but shame on Gary for not going down to like see her, because Gary has
Hey,
plenty
what else
of
is he
freaking
doing?
spare time.
You know?
He has spare time. He
You know
has
what though?
lots of it.
Remember that Mr. Whiskers segment where the interns used to like get nuked inside that glass container while Robin was in there? Maybe she's really gassy and nobody wants to be around her.
I don't think that's the point there,
I think so, too.
Xavier.
I think that
Make a wish, baby.
she's. I mean,
Come true. Well, like Gungadin says, maybe Robin doesn't want them to come over.
That's what I think.
and
but
see
why?
her.
But the thing is, Fred and saw her. Fred was there. So you explain
For
that
3
why
years,
Fred.
Dennis. 3 years.
You know,
Somehow they got it together.
But Fred went, and the thing is, we've seen her on video. She looks terrible. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. She looks terrible.
She does.
And
Oh, come on. She doesn't look any worse than Sinead O'Connor. She's fine.
now,
She does look terrible. She does. I hate to say it.
All she
and-
needs is that
Nothing.
Sinead O'Connor hijab.
And I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Gary has a very heavy pickleball schedule. So
yeah, that's true. Pickleball does take a lot of his time, boss.
so yeah, we don't know anything, and
I'm just speculating
won't know
just on
anything.
past experience with it. But, yeah,
we
the
won't
way
know.
She looks.
we just won't know. We
We don't know what we don't know.
We say
Well,
that all
she
the
don't
time.
look
We
good.
really
know what?
That's all I gotta
Officially,
say.
Radio Gunk, we wish you all the best, Robert.
Yes,
May
we
you
do.
live long and be fruitful.
So we have two little cute clips
that's right.
from our Johnny. We weren't really planning. Hey, John, were you able to find the Beth comment clip that I was asking you about?
That's a needle in a TJ.
No, it's
haystack.
not. Did you not get my text
You said,
messages?
so you said 2019 September 11th, right? That's the thread you sent me.
Yes.
And somehow in that, you think it's in there. I went to the date and I put TJ Maxx in the date, and it does not come up at all on the date unless I listen to the entire week to find one word.
No, don't you realize that was the actual listening thread? So we were all listening at the same time when
Right,
Howard
that's
said
September 11th.
they were talking
2000.
about JD
on our
and the
website.
Gucci belt that he bought for his wife. And then he came out and said that my wife buys $30 dresses.
At
So
TJ
it's
Maxx.
at
Yes,
TJ
I remember
Maxx.
that. Yeah.
So
that- I remember-
that's the context of the whole thing. So if you went back a little bit in the listening thread, you'd see that he started to
listening
pick on
thread with the
JD about buying
Rocketeers.
Tanko a Gucci belt.
I'll just go through that show.
It's just that show. It's that show.
It
Mark
would probably be
Mercer
on,
didn't have
Mark
to
Frieden,
write it.
right?
Yeah,
Mark
but no, he
Frieden
doesn't
just got
necessarily.
those-
He doesn't necessarily write every word. So it's possible he didn't write it
Okay.
the way you heard it in the thread. So I have to
This
go
is
through
true.
Yeah.
This is true. Yes, Rocketeers.
That's what I would go on.
Rocketeers.
The actual
Yeah.
word, TJ Maxx.
We can find it.
Sidebar: Did Beth delete a picture today?
Yes, yes, it did.
Because all I heard the description of it, it was her breasts looked like nickels in a knitted sock.
All right,
That would
so
be Dennis
what happened?
describing
That
her
was
breast.
you.
All right, so what happened is that who was it? What's her name? Posted the thread.
Lisa.
Yeah.
But they
So
didn't do a screen
that
cap, but
you
yeah,
could
that
see
happens.
Beefus's things that it puts over its saggy
balls,
boobs,
skinny.
those implant things, and you could see them through the dress. And that picture came down,
Right.
and in that
a
thread, I posted.
monsoon.
Yeah, and the monsoon kind of talked about, but in that thread, I showed two different pictos of Beefus wearing those things in its dress when it went out to an event, and then it walking on the street without those things in there, and it was a vast difference of breasticles.
I think there's a lot of times where she doesn't wear anything at all
Falsies?
because with those boob
it has
boob
falsies,
jobs.
though.
I mean,
No, it doesn't have boob job anymore. Remember, they're gone. They're gone now.
I don't think so. If you
It's
look at the
just
picture,
saggy.
It's hard to
if you
tell,
look
to
at
be
the
honest.
picture, and if you look at the pictures from Miami where she wasn't wearing a bra in that cutout dress, and
But
you
it
can
has.
you
It
can
wears
see
those
her nips.
thingamajigs on top of them. Those rubber.
I don't believe that to be
I
true.
think I believe it because that's what the thread was on, and that picture came down.
She has worn many a bathing suit that doesn't have padding, and her
But you look.
boobies are like
It's weird.
standing
They're-
at attention.
I know what Mo's talking about, I know
but it
what
wore a
Jeff's talking
dress. It wore a top today when it was walking down the street,
Oh, I
and literally it looked like tube socks with nickels.
Yeah,
I mean
it
they
was
were
a
they
horrible
were
top.
hanging down to they were pointing at its feet.
about. For her to delete them, something was definitely up.
Well, no, you
Yeah,
could see
exactly.
her. You could see her boobs, is what it was. That whatever she was wearing was kind of sheer, and she didn't have a bra.
And you
underneath.
could see the thingamajigs with the fake little nippos
The
on it.
thingies.
See,
thingies.
we
The
can't
beauties.
even prove this because she deleted it. Okay,
does it
everybody,
matter?
if you're ever going to paste anything on our site, screen cap it.
Screen cap it. I mentioned that in the thread. Screen cap it.
Screen
Yeah.
cap it.
Always have that
Especially
when it's
screenshot
Beefus.
thing out of a holster
I've
sitting
learned
there
to
on
screen
your
cap shit
desktop.
because I know that she will delete it stuff.
Exactly.
Sadly, I didn't get to that one.
All
I
right,
didn't
here we
even see
go.
it.
Michael Bull.
Cleaning out the computer.
So our friend Johnny sent us 2 clips from U.S. Open Swords, which is such a random send, which I love.
'Cause they brought it up
They brought
today,
up tennis
yeah.
today. And, Robin was so thrilled to talk about tennis. She spent the first 10 minutes of the show talking about Wimbledon and how
about her clan buddy,
excited she was
Navratilova.
about just the tennis. And Marina Navratilova is the one who invited me to Wimbledon. And
Scissor sister.
Yeah.
Scissor sister, exactly. She was so thrilled about it that nobody gives a shit. Nobody allows her to talk like that on the show, so that's why he opened with that, because he knew that would be something that she would be thrilled to talk about and something that would excite her, right? So
Yes.
So then they started to talk about tennis, and they did talk a little bit about U.S. Open Swords. And I love the fact that Johnny sent us some.
This is cringe.
Did anyone buy this when it came out?
I did not.
No.
Okay, these are the questions I'm obsessed with asking, like a Jackie, or how much does Howard make off this? do you
So
suppose?
this was I believe this was his first pay-per-view. The Open Swords.
U.S. Open Swords, yeah.
It was U.S. Open Swords was his first pay-per-view. And actually, I think it did well. None of us bought it, but I think it did pretty well.
89?
89 or 88.
Well, don't forget, VCR tapes were really expensive back then.
No, this was a pay-per-view like through cable.
Apparently.
Oh, but then didn't they package it as a VCR tape?
Yeah, later on they did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
later on,
Holden,
much later
Holden
on.
190 was in fact there. Holden, was it at the Nassau Coliseum and Gary's parents were in the?
You were there?
That's crazy.
Okay, that's amazing, Holden 190 that you
That's
were there.
Jesus.
How expensive was it when you want to tell us about it? I would
Yeah,
like
What,
to hear
tell
about
us.
that.
What do you want to guess? Let's say $49.99.
I think it was like something
Yeah, the rent,
expensive
it was
that there was no way
$49.95,
that I
yeah.
was going to pay for that.
But
There's
how
just
much
no
in
way.
person though? Did he charge like $20 to go see it?
That's another great question.
Let's find out.
And where does that money go?
How
He was
much
Nobody
there.
asked.
Oh, it went to his pocket, of
was
course.
charged for
The tapes are
Howard.
$19.99. Says Johnny Meyer,
Wow.
the Electric Eel protege.
The balls on him. $20.
Let's see if there's any information on this.
Wow.
Monique, Johnny did a Electric Eel phone call for Howard in 2000. A very long, pretending that he hated the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Presented as a real phone call, like not
Wow.
a phony call. It's really, really good. It's really long. He did a great
Damn.
job, man.
Did you see that I reposted the conversation you and I had with Electric Eel with Harry?
I did see that. I thought we were doing a new one, and I wanted to show you.
Well, we were going to do a new one, but we decided we'll wait on that a little bit, and because he apparently has a bunch of stories about Mancow,
Yes.
and leaving
Christ.
Mancow and going to Howard and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, we should listen to that one day. All right, so tell me what clip number 1 is here, sir.
This is, well, I showed you, it's really just the 2 matches. So I wanted to show you Howard plays Gary and Robin plays a stalker fan she had named, I forget his name. What I write in the name, Monique?
Let's see, it's Robin
Billingsworth? Who does the name
Arab
of
the
the fan?
Stalker?
Yeah,
Darab.
yeah, so this guy Derek apparently was stalking Robin. And the deal was if Robin beats you in tennis, you can't bother her anymore. And that was the stipulations
Christ.
behind this.
All
And
right,
I
that's
just
amazing.
cut around it. Sam Kinison does a great rant here about how the show won't pay him. They don't give him any money. He had to pay for his own limo and shit to get there and stuff. He
Holy
calls
shit.
Howard cheap. And you know how much Howard makes off this.
Yeah, of course. Pays him in clips.
Video release out of good faith. I don't know that this is not going to be a jealous. My God, Sam Kinison, pleasure to meet you, sir. I love you, Howard. I'm here. I'm free of charge, motherfucker. I paid my own airfares. I had to hire my own limo who had never been to the Coliseum before. That's right. All right? And signed the video release out of good faith. I don't know that this is not going to be a giant fucking hit. And, I get a card and a watch.
That's really interesting. They
With
make
a
Sam
main
Kinison
event.
for free.
Say again?
That's really interesting. A big star like Sam is at that time, literally the top comedian in the country in terms of just selling out the Garden and household name. They make him go there. He does it for free, and he's like, it's probably the only time he's ever done anything for free. The only show that won't compensate. Not even a limo ride that
Wow.
Chiasano won't pay for.
Oh my God! If
Which
that doesn't look
essentially-
like Joey Ramone, I don't know who does.
It does. It does. Oh my God. No, but
Right?
It wasn't Chiasano. It's Howard that should have paid him. out
Yeah,
of his
I know
pocket.
it's
This
Howard,
is
Dennis.
Kara.
I know it's Howard that doesn't.
Jesus. All right, let's move on.
The U.S. Open soars, pitting the mentally fit and empty-jocked radio god Howard Stern against the oafish and dim-witted Gary Beaverteeth Delabate.
You know, it's so cute because at this point he was living out in Long Island and he had a tennis court at his house. And
Yes.
Probably took a couple of lessons and thinks he's like hot shit now.
He had,
and
a,
he's
ten-
really,
he had a tennis teacher.
yeah, he had a tennis teacher for sure.
My God, what an oil painting. This is like a retarded Rembrandt.
It's a grudge against tennis.
A lightning serve to the net. And then only to be returned by the horse-faced Delabate.
Howard is the most unathletic human being that can possibly walk the planet.
And,
He
and that,
is
that
a
drives
veal.
nobody crazy more than Grandpa Al because, he was a basketball scout.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was he scouted like high school Americans and for colleges and
He's
the
kind
NBA.
of tall, Grandpa Al. I was looking
Yeah.
at him
Yeah.
next to Sam
I met
Kinison. I'm
him-
like, gosh, he's really tall.
I met him on Fox. We were in New York City, Fox and Friends, and I met him, and he actually was tall. I had to look up at him, and I'm
Surprisingly,
like 5'10".
right?
Yeah, he's tall. But he was crazy.
You ever go to his restaurant in the West Village?
No, I did not.
Grandpa's Bella Gente. He would sit on the stoop as you would walk in to get people to come
Is
in.
he Italian?
recognize- I don't know. He's got to be.
I don't know.
He's
Better?
not a Jew, but he's not Italian. Maybe he's half Italian.
Oh my God! Please look that up all the time.
What's the score, Elder Boy? Love, you're playing Betty Davis.
Stern serves strongly with the fans at his back and Gary's breath at his front. Wait, I think the corpse has a comment.
Oh, that Gary will whip him to a frazzle. You're not doing good, Howard. Forget the embarrassment about your legs. Play tennis.
Yeah, vanity.
A net ball. Howard had boasted on the
Oh.
air that he could beat the stink off Gary.
What?
So I got the answer
Okay.
for Al Lewis. Yes, he was Jewish.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay. Scouted Will Chamberlain says Holden 190. I believe
Holy
it.
crap.
I believe that.
Really?
Yeah,
5'2"
Yeah, he was-
Bleecker
he
Street
was-
when
he was actually good. He was really good as a scout, and he just ended up being an actor.
So we went to his restaurant, my cousin and I, and he's in the thing, and I knew his basketball thing, and I talked to him about the NBA for like a half hour before I went.
Oh
out.
my God! Wow.
Talked about the draft. The draft that we were in New York for the NBA draft, and I talked to him about I could not believe how much he knew about college prospects. It was crazy.
Damn.
That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, let's continue. Hang on.
Gary's teeth. But thus far, his remarkable athletic abilities lay dormant. What a sick and distorted laugh coming from formaldehyde-faced Grandpa Al Lewis. Little did he realize Golden Boy Howard Stern was riddled with a 103-degree fever. His every step was a chore.
15-20.
Can you imagine you know what? I wouldn't pay for this. Like, it's not something that
is
would ever be.
embarrassing.
Look at how packed the Coliseum. How much did Howard make off this? It is packed.
It's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. All right. Let's continue.
Gerard Mustaf.
What's the score? Game. Gary. First game goes to Gary Delabate.
This must have dragged on like a dog with no legs. I can't even
Exactly.
imagine how
Oh
terrible
my
$40
God,
this
this
was.
is
says
painful.
Holden Monique.
What does he say?
$40 to get in
Oh my
$40 to
God.
get in.
each. So whatever the Coliseum holds, it looks like it's sold out.
And Holden, was it a packed room?
How much does it hold? What?
What's the-
15,000?
Coliseum.
Come
seating
back to us on
capacity.
that one, and then let's also see how much the
Yes.
VHS cost, because I'm sure you made a pretty penny on this.
Game two
God.
started off badly for
$500 million.
Stern. The crowd begins to stir. Stern was nervous. Gary was stocky and corpulent. At this point, Gary's parents were embarrassed. Not by the playing, but by what he does for a living. That's our boy Gary. A winner at tennis and a loser in life. Cum Gums was able to end the
Cum gums?
Yeah.
Jesus.
match
Jackie right.
effortlessly.
Sideline skanks.
Meet
What?
Sideline skanks. Great.
Bob Brain was making fast work of the valiant, feverish Stern.
That's out. No, it's not. It's in.
All right, hustle. Let's see some hustle. Go after that ball. Up.
Oh, geez, that looked in, but Stern was robbed again.
I'm trying to inspire the players.
There we go.
Whoa, a great serve. Missed by a Swedish cunt hair.
Jesus.
Uh-oh.
That was out. It was a little.
4 out of 7. When he
Yeah,
wins
Monique,
4
at the end
games.
here, it's so this is Howard not on
Look at that
FM radio
rig.
with no. He just can't stop cursing. This is the first opportunity you get to hear him not on, and he just f this, f that. This is like the real guy with no command of the language. This is like serious Howard going to serious Howard, how he really speaks. Just f this, f that, just f over and over again on this in this rant. Can't wait to say the f word. Just only.
Look at that wig. All I gotta say is that wig is just amazing.
How interesting! This is actually Gary's backyard. This is Uniondale, and his parents are there.
Jeez.
That neither one that Howard went to either one of their funerals.
Yeah,
Nice.
He says it right here, Dennis. He goes, "I can't wait to not go to your funeral, Mr. Delabonte."
Wow. Okay, here we go.
I don't understand something. I thought we were going to go to
Listen to that nasal voice.
like best out of 7.
Best 4 out of 7. When he wins 4 games, as long as he's up by 2.
No, it's supposed to go to 7 games.
No, there are 7 games. You want no. Wait a minute. You don't understand.
I didn't know that.
Wait a minute. You don't understand, Howard.
cheating.
Hold it.
Bullshit.
You're beginning to sound like Darren. Now stop it.
I thought it's supposed to be the best out of 7.
Listen, if the World Series is 7.
I'm hating everything about this.
Darth Kermit.
Wow.
I'm hating
Wow.
everything about it.
Shake the winner's hand.
Oh, fuck you, you hairy scumbag. I can still kick.
You know what?
What?
I'm gonna be the coolest fucking guy in the place.
Oh, shut up.
Good game. You're
Jonos.
pretty good. You know what? I take it back because you're not a sports dweeb. You could have beat me. That was a good
Of course
fucking
I
match,
could've beat you.
boss.
I thought we were going to 7
You're not a
games.
sports dweeb.
You suck my ass.
You know, he's
Wow.
he's classically a board flipper. Like he's the guy that you know
Yes.
sitting with, you're playing like Monopoly, you got
Yep.
the boardwalk, he lands on it, right?
Teresa
And
Giudice.
it only has like $100 left and just goes frink
Clear-
and then just makes it go away.
Yep.
Laundry room,
table.
perfect point. Why is John Oates there? Yeah, I know.
All right, what's in part 2 here? I'm scared to
Robin
know.
versus this stalker fan of hers,
Oh God.
and
I
then
don't know if
Fred
he's in-
doing.
Oh
what we all
Jesus.
need.
Yeah, that's what Fred doing the anti-Semitic stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Yay, winner.
Do you realize that cheap Jew Ron Delsner charged me $22.50 to buy a ticket for Anne Frank?
Now,
Fuck you, Ron Delsner. Happy Yom Kippur.
yes, now. Very dirty, all right. Now, the one-legged guy, are you going to keep that prosthesis on, or are you going to take... I say he takes it off, don't you? Take it off, dick face. This is like Stump the Comedian. Kurt, let's take our places by the umpire chair. All the players are ready. This is the beginning of the U.S. Open Swords. Darren will be serving first.
Oh, he's going to stink on ice.
Oh, he serves like a girl.
Out.
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 Here we go. Very good, Robin. Oh.
You know, you talk about certain things from the Stern Show that don't hold up.
This is it.
This would be it.
Yeah.
It didn't hold up back then.
Yeah, I don't think it was good back then.
No, it was
Like,
bad back then.
This is just this is nothing I would have ever paid a dime for.
I just like watching.
Game, Robin.
You can't beat a woman? I thought you said you loved her. What's chanting Darren sucks?
Looks like he has underwear on.
Don't put away the KY yet.
It's so amazing that Fred actually walked around in a Nazi uniform.
In a full SS uniform.
Full.
In
Full.
Little Israel, Monique, Nassau County. What's more Jewish than Nassau
Swastika and
County?
everything. Wow.
Oh my God, it's amazing. Oh, Holden's like ashamed to say I enjoyed it.
Oh, that's okay. I could see
That's all
you
right.
goofy at the time.
Absolutely,
You know,
yeah.
Even back then.
Hey, Quinn, what's your score? Your leg.
Who's the guy without the leg?
It's some they was they're doing the freak show thing.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
have a guy chase. Remember Kramer chased the balls in that Seinfeld episode?
Yes.
So that's the joke is that he's got one leg.
Okay.
Point in the stutter.
What's the score? Score 2-1 Robin.
2-1 Robin. I think happened. Best out of 3. She beats you 2-1.
What is she playing with? What is on her head?
I don't know. It's like these Christmas ornaments hanging off her ears. What the hell is
Wow,
that?
yeah, I didn't even notice it. What?
God damn.
Like a dream catcher almost.
He's a dream catcher.
It kind of looks like it. It only catches nightmares.
Exactly.
Out of 3, she beats you 2-1.
Catches pants.
It was a fair game.
I didn't agree to these rules.
What do you mean you're playing?
I didn't agree to the best of 3. That was you and Howard.
I beg your pardon. You should have made an objection before now.
Monique,
This means that.
Yeah.
just so you don't stop, they explain here that this guy was a stalker, and so the stipulations were if I beat you, you cannot contact me, you cannot talk to me. And again, I didn't realize what this was. It's bizarre.
Gotcha.
Aaron, that you can never write me again. You can never call me again. You are out of my life. All right? That's it. Okay? No more letters.
Now, you know what that means, Darren. What's the matter? What's the beat?
So,
What's going on here? I don't know the score. Well, the score is you lose.
That's it.
Howard's the only
So-
winner here.
Look at that nose,
After-
bro.
oof, that nose is scary.
Jesus.
So after meeting Robin, he should not want to have to contact her ever again. I mean, that
Yeah,
would
yeah.
probably stop anybody once meeting her. Jesus. Ah! Jesus. It's like Halloween. Oh my
nose
God,
looks like
that's
it's wearing-
terrifying.
Nice
The
X-ray
nose
vision,
it looks
Cal.
like it's
Shit,
wearing
wait.
Howard's
You
head
gonna
like
give
a
me an
helmet.
apple? Are you gonna give me a poison apple? You witch. Oh, Jesus. Wow.
God, that voice. Everything
And
about
that
him.
wig. I can't
Ugh.
get past the wig. I can't. That wig is
Brutal.
ridiculous.
Oh,
Whoa!
All right, lady. Taken.
Wow.
That's the scarecrow, John.
All right. There you
Come
go.
on, that was something.
That was something, guys.
Oh,
All right. That's it. That's all we got for you.
yes, thank God, thank Christ.
You don't have to play, Monique. Did you hear Gary bring up blackface to Rashawn and Robin today?
You
Without
know,
bringing blackface
so
up,
funny.
the
Right, he was
afro.
talking about Kid and Play
Yes,
or
the afro.
something.
That's the Malcolm X thing, and you know how the blackface thing is obviously get killed for. So Gary caught himself like, oh shit, I can't, because it brought attention to blackface without saying blackface.
He stopped himself,
Stopped
and then
himself.
it's so funny because I was
I
going to
sent you
record
that,
it, and then
and
I'm
I
like,
know
God,
it-
that went really fast. Wait, did you send that
Yeah.
to me?
Yeah, let's hear that because I like the hummina.
It's the weirdest. It's so uncomfortable. It's so weird.
Where is that? Oh, I got
I-
it. I got it. I've got it. Damn it.
The Kid and Play fro, Dennis.
Oh my God,
That's how
that
Gary-
is
that's what
just
Gary
the most
calls it.
awful thing ever.
Let's see. I have it. Give me a second. Let me download it. Okay. I got it. Here we go.
I send Rasan blackface collages all the time.
Do you?
Yeah, like 5 times. He finally blocked me.
Well, deservedly so.
This is who you work for. Black power, right? You want to uphold the struggle, you work for a racist. But this is blackface. You got to acknowledge it.
Oh, this is longer than Robin Pause.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I downloaded it and I don't know where it went.
It disappeared.
It just disappeared.
It went away. It went away.
The NAACP.
It just went away, you guys. Let me see what the clip was called. I just saved it. Robin 07. Black does crack. Robin. Quiet. Stop it. Stop it.
She also talks about here, Monique, how she says she looks her age. The doctor, she had the rude awakening that the doctor said she looks her age.
Yeah.
Don't worry
I heard
about
all
it.
of that. No, I'm not really worried about it. I just wanted to play that clip because I know that my friend Dennis really wanted to hear it. So all right.
I do.
All right. Can you hear that?
No.
Okay, hang on. Let me
Still can't hear
share.
it.
I swear the show is almost over. You guys just bear with us 1 second. All right, tell me if you can hear this.
Oh, Monique, sorry. Don't. It's actually a good clip, but it's 9. No, it's Gary preview page 9.
No, it's number
different.
9.
I call it something else.
What's
It's
9?
different. The clip I have, it's 9. You have 7.
Okay, that doesn't help me because that's all I
It's
have.
just Robin bragging about how young she looks.
All right, that's all I have then is 7.
No, I know. I'm about to send it to you.
Come aboard.
We're expecting you.
Here you go.
All right, you guys, just bear with us. We got one more thing that we must play because, we want to be done with this stupid thing.
I just sent it to you if you got it.
I hear you.
Soon we'll be making another run. You can play and stop me at any time.
No.
The Love Boat promises something for everyone. Set a course for adventure, your mind on a new road, man.
Wow. Do you hear what's going on with this show? Do you see how we have
And
fallen?
love won't hurt anymore.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Dude, seriously, you can stop me just by playing.
Quiet. All right, you do it next time. You know what?
It's love.
You're going to miss me when I'm gone because you guys.
Gonna miss you when I'm gone?
Yes.
It's
because you guys are never going to do this and you're going to give me shit every time. And I hate
I
you
didn't
all.
do anything. What are you talking about?
No deflection.
No.
Yeah, too bad Fantasy Island didn't
For the
have
Channel 9 show was we would put people in a green room and then disconnect the TV so they couldn't see the show. And so
while we were rehearsing what they were going to be doing.
Like Zsa Zsa Gabor was on the show and she just thought she got booked on a show. And so we pulled the plug on it. And then when she comes out, we're
You can't hear this, right?
Yes,
doing
absolutely.
just wacky shit.
Zsa Zsa
Howard,
Gabor.
I remember Howard once put on a wig like the guy from Kid and Play, except it was like 9 feet tall.
Trying to find the picture.
It was.
Well, that was all the time. I remember, it was about the looks on the faces, and now I'm watching the Eric Andre show.
The only
and
black
I'm like,
employees
yeah.
Do you have the picture? Do you have the picture?
I'm trying to pull it up. It's pretty erased. I gotta dig. Damn it!
I
Damn
definitely
it!
remember that picture.
There's a collage, Dennis, with all his blackface.
I'm looking for the
It's on
blackface.
time.
I can't find it. They've been scrubbing. I have it saved on my my tablet. I don't have it saved on my computer.
All right. You know what? We all know what it looks like. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
It looks ridiculous. That's what it is.
Yes. And now I must bid you all adieu. It's 10:37.
Hamana.
Oh, be quiet. All right. So we want to thank you for participating with us tonight, all our friends here.
Thank you.
I also want to let you know that we did take out of the archives, and it is the first interview that Grace John and I did with Stuttering John when I think we had been doing the show for about 4 months or something like that. So in 2016 or 15 even.
Trying to
something
remember,
like that.
John's drunker than you and Grace are.
That's pretty impressive.
Possible.
15 in the bag,
That's impressive.
indecipherable, no energy, no passion, doesn't want to be there.
Totally
And,
doesn't want to be there. Because he's too big for us.
Yes.
He's better than us. But there he was. So yeah, it's just a really interesting listen. I do have another one that's from maybe like a couple of months later where he really does get into like some weeds and stuff like that. But there are 2 interviews with John that you guys have probably not heard since we've started doing the show. So we're going to be starting to put up a bunch of archive stuff as well from 2016, 15, and what have you. And those will be fun. And then I'm going to try and pull together the Beth show for later on this week. And,
This week?
Yeah, it's not going to be next Tuesday's show because, well, it's evergreen. It doesn't really have to be done right this moment. But guys, thank you so much for joining us and hanging out with us and drinking with Dennis. And yeah, I think that's all I got. Hey guys, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any further discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forums section. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so you know when we're doing a new show. Thanks.